I want you and that young man to tie that knot. I'm gonna pray for you. And I want you to hold on to God's unchanging hand, because he helped Joshua fight the battle of Jericho.
It's
Yes.
the
He helped Daniel get out the lion's den. He helped get off the island.
Let me get straight to the business. Yeah. Got them lions in the building. Yeah. Why you lying to the children? Yeah. Why you lying to the children? Yeah. RIGHTEOUS. Man, you know I've been the best. Man, they know they no contest. Yahoo, he do the best. We will not see you tomorrow. Cause you cannot go to thought. All the sons and all the daughters. Standing hard with big manotas. But my son, he made me Taurus. On that line, I'm still a Taurus. Karate kicking Chuck Norris, 4-5 on my waist. If he started, will not hesitate to get retarded. Oh Lord, he ain't got a PowerPoint, he forest. He running to the hills like a Philistine. G-Hawk hitting hamites with the guillotine. Situation turned up with the ratchet team. JJ 7000 to the bait lead. Yeah, I know them haters gon' hate me, but he won't debate me. Pistol off safety. He respond, come wait me. If I don't get up, nigga shake me. If he don't show up, then he fake G. I touch down and make these nigga nuts hate me. Dear brother. Ballin' and crawling all the way from H-Time. Let me get straight to the business. Man, them lions in the building. Why you lying to them children? Why you lying to them children? You gon' cry, you gon' get it. Me, I'm like a frog, nigga, ribbit. Of course, it's in the spirit. I just got the Porsche, she can steer it. Michael caught the Rorschach and Willie. Lamborghini doors, you better not spill it. Mama's high, say I'm more than just a villain. Mama's cry, armed open wide for her children. Suicide, immortalized as a realist, yeah. Black suicide. Let me get straight to the business. Got them lions in the building. Why you lying to them children? Yeah. Why you lying to them children? Yeah. RIGHTEOUS. Man, you know I've been the best. Yeah. Man, they know they no contest. Yeah. Yahoo, he get Wow, what's that? Why didn't take it over? Number one debate league, you heard me? When it's up, it's stuck. I'm selling on everything, nigga. Metaphorically, of course.
#1 debate league.
That's correct. The #1 debate league, indeed. As you beat me to saying that, sister of mine. The lioness is in the building. We have Sister Karima at the helm, making sure order is always maintained. And as always, we have now the CEO of the operations, Brother Jeremiah Judah. Okay, I see his other nom de gore. NOPE. Wow. All right. He's in the building. And we have our special guest, Rabbi Lewis, on deck as well. Now, normally I'll be joined by the man ready to keep it raw, Yeshaya, but he'll be joining us later on in the broadcast. But in the meantime, in the between time, we want you to get by. We have okay, well, we have the man who keeps it raw, Yeshaya, on deck. I'm corrected here. So we have a full house. We're gonna go into it tonight. Tonight's topic for the time being is, for what if some don't want to believe? Now, where do I get that or where did that title come from, Yeshua? As the Most High always opens his portals to receive his messages. What this is based upon is this here, right? Romans 3:3, which tells us, but what if some do not believe? Shall that unbelief make the faith of the Lord without effect? God forbid. Yea, let the Lord be true, but every man a liar. As it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings and mightest overcome when thou art judged. Now, there are a lot of you out there who don't believe in the Bible. Some people believe in the Old Testament only. Some believe in the Old and New Testament. Some people don't believe in the Bible, period. Whatever your train of thought may be. Some of you believe that we can't eat meat. Some of us can't believe that you can eat meat. You know, whatever your train of thought may be, look, what if you don't want to believe that we can eat meat, even though the Bible tells you in the dietary law, you know, what kosher foods as far as flesh is concerned that we can eat. Never mind that our bodies have the enzymes and all the different digestive applications to break down meat. What if you don't want to believe that? That's your business. What if you don't want to believe that the Lions Den, the debate league, comes rough, rugged, and raw? And whether you like it or not, believe it or not, or want to accept it or not, as wrestler Ric Flair would say back in the day, yo, we're the best thing going. Huh? What if you don't want to believe that? That's your business. So what? So what if you don't want to believe it? Okay, your unbelief on whether or not the Lions Den is the best thing going, and that's your business. But the numbers show all the time how hot and spectacular this vehicle is. So what if someone don't want to believe? That's your business. Okay? See, we come here with our Bible open, and then we have the history, science, geography, bibliography, and every other kind of ography you could think of to corroborate and back up everything that we say. Because you know why? Sources matter. And as long as the sources are viable, are authentic, and prove what the Bible says, you got nothing to say about it. But of course, you know, you got your gainsayers, you got your scoffers, you got all the non-believers and the haters and the trolls. What if some don't want to believe? That's your business. Because as we're told in the book of the Apocrypha in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, we're told that all the unfaithful shall, not might, not maybe, shall die in their unfaithfulness. So what if you don't want to believe the information that comes through the Lions Den? So what if you don't want to believe the fact that here it is, JJ 7000, and this is no cap, but he's gracious and diplomatic enough, along with the lioness, to open the floor to all voices, no matter how wrong they may be, as far as I'm concerned, okay? But he still gives everyone a voice and an opportunity to come through to the Lions Den. What if you don't want to believe how powerful that is? That's your business. So what? Continue not believing. Because frankly speaking, we don't need no one's approval. I don't need anyone's approval. You got I hear there are voices out there wanting to call baby Hebrew out. Call me out for what? Because I believe in the entire book of the Bible. That's your business. If you don't believe in the New Testament, that's your business. If you don't believe that Christ came here by way of the Lord to die for the nation of Israel, even though we ain't deserve a second chance at the title, that's your business. I ain't got to prove nothing to you or anybody else out here. Okay? So Yeshua.
Yeah, I'm outside, man. Yo, I'm gonna talk as much as I can because I'm outside, man. I just came back from the doctor, so can you hear me?
Yeah, Shalom, man.
Hey, Shalom, what's up, man? Yeah,
Hey,
just
don't
like
forget
you said,
we got Rabbi Lewis on here. I don't think you introduced him.
Yeah, go ahead. Y'all can talk, man. I'll jump in when I can, man, because I'm outside, man. I don't want too much noise outside.
Okay, well, you know what? Say you ain't gotta say no more. How about this? To the CEO of the operations, Jeremiah Judah, you seem to be very popular these days. So what's on your mind? What's on your mind, whether you believe or not?
Hey, man. I don't even be thinking about them cats, man. You know what I'm saying? I just go out and do my work, do what I do. And they can't handle the pressure, but then they want to paint the picture like JJ the bad guy. You know, I make everybody comfortable when they come over here. At least I try the best of my ability. But as y'all can see, when JJ go on the road, it's like they being a frantic. Oh shit. Hey, shut up, be quiet, JJ. But come on, man. Well, I've been quiet. That ain't me. I don't even be talking sometimes and get blamed for talking. You see what I'm saying? And then, as you seen in the video evidence today that I brought to court, JJ was the one that was getting interrupted. So yeah, man, I told a lie, man. And how we run things over here, like you say, it's an open forum. But then sometimes we try to get debates up out of it. We give everybody the opportunity and a chance to speak. But if you get too far out of pocket, you can't get mad at Kareem or me or even Big Baby Hebrew for trying to get things back in order. LJT, especially when somebody has came up with the idea of the show, it's their show. Have some respect for it. But then just because it's your show, that doesn't mean that you get to disrespect the guests on the panel. Dr. Ben Zadok, Prince Charlandine, So, it's just some people that's, I don't know if they're trying to take the Lions Den down. We ain't gonna change for nobody. This is who we are. This ain't no edited shit. This is us. Like it or not. Love it or leave it. That's how I think about it. Now you the floor.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something quick, even though I'm outside. Listen, this is the Lord's work. Anybody standing in front of the way, the Lord's work, you're gonna get smashed by the Lord. That's go for anybody. Because a lot of our people, even in this walk, you think this damn thing is a joke, man. You playing with your soul, man, whether y'all know it or not. It's like just like what Baby Hebrew said. You got a cat calling somebody out because they don't want to believe in what you want to believe. Listen, I want all you OT cats. You tell me right now, give me an answer, how we as a people gonna come back into form of ruling this whole world like the Lord promised us in these scriptures? By the will of man or by the will of God? That's what we dealing with. You dealing with your own damn feelings, and that's the problem with our people now. You dealing with your feelings, and when the Lord crush your feelings, what you gonna say then? It's gonna come by the way of God, not by me, by nobody else. We getting out of this kingdom, and the Lord gonna set up his kingdom by his will, not yours. Okay? And I'm gonna say this too. We arguing about prophecy. If we men of these scriptures and women of these scriptures, let these prophecies speak for themselves, man. They're gonna come to pass whether you want them to come to pass or not. They're gonna come to pass. So I'm not dealing with no man or no woman's feelings. I'm dealing with these prophecies and what these prophecies say. And when these prophecies do come to pass, we're gonna see where we all gonna end up in the end. I'll heal the floor.
All right, go ahead, Rabbi Lewis.
Tessie, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, brother.
Who's been in the Shaitan Rajim? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of Allah, the most merciful, the especially merciful, the witness of God, but Allah, Muhammad is a messenger. My name is Rabbi Lewis. I'm honored to be online today.
You just listening for a minute, or you want to talk about your book for a second, or what?
If I could, brother, that's okay, brother, before you guys get started.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Michael Smith.
Yes, shalom, everyone. I heard the brother say that he doesn't have to prove all things and defend the gospel. 1 Peter 3:15 says that you ought to be ready always to give an answer for the reason of the hope that's within you with meekness and fear, and you to do this with all of the fruits of the Spirit. So if you're out on these YouTube streets in the world, in the public, saying that God said this and God says that, we have a right to question you, and you according to your book, you have to answer. So I don't know what you're
Okay, check
speaking
this
about
out
on
real
that.
quick. If your mind is already made up and everything else, I ain't gotta answer nothing. Cause see, if you're no matter what I show you, if your mind is already made up, don't waste my time. That's how I'll get down. See, I'm all about opening the book and proving everything. But if your mind is already made up and you on some super troll, I don't care, scroll, whatever, man, then don't waste my time. That's how I roll. Because Proverbs 3 verse 5 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and don't lean on your understanding. See, I understand you got a lot of people coming up in here wanting to question me. Man, why don't you go question this United States government about why 75,000 of our women are missing right now? That's more pressing than me right now. Why don't you go question why black children are being snatched up off these streets right now and we're not doing nothing about it? How about you go question that?
Well, you sound emotional right now, and you're preaching a lot of falsehood. You said that we are now under the new covenant.
How the hell you know we preaching falsehood, man? How you know?
Because
you know us?
You cut me.
No, but you know us?
No, you cut me off in the midst of my speech.
I'm gonna ask you a question, man. Hold up, man.
Out of control right now.
Hold it a second. All right? Hold it a second here, man. Listen. I'm gonna ask you one question here, man. Name the time that you ever prophesied anything that came to pass, man. Name anything. Since you saying that the Lord is working with your ass, you tell me when you prophesied something. Huh? I'm waiting for an answer, man.
They keep muting me, brother. They keep muting me. I'm prophesying. Okay.
Yeah, what you said, what you ever said that came to pass. I'm waiting for this. Go ahead, man.
He asked me a question, right? Okay.
When?
So now, you guys have been very disrespectful to Michael Smith, and that
nigga, who are you? Who is Michael Smith?
Michael, if you don't stop crying,
see what I'm saying with this nigga?
You got a problem.
Ain't nobody just being disrespectful to this nigga.
Yeah, I just want to say, I don't mean to be rude, but I want to.
No, don't go ahead, bro.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I was just came to plug my book.
No doubt.
So I know you guys are gonna be going all night, so I just wanted to plug it real quick, and I'm gonna drop off.
Yeah, man, go ahead and plug your book, man. You gonna put it on the big screen?
Yeah, Kareem, how you doing, sis? Shalom.
I got you. Hold on. Shalom.
Yeah, the website and the book, if that's okay.
Yeah, man.
I'll put the website up first, sis. The reason why I'm here, because I think it'd be relevant to the audience.
What's the name of this one?
The Ghetto Millionaire. I want to tell you about my new book and my new website I just started. Kareem can put the website up first.
All right.
Okay, this is my new website, RabbiLewis.com. I sell Pure products. I'm in the e-commerce, so this is my new website, RabbiLewis.com. We sell furniture, candles, soaps, lampstands, stuff like that. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Is that like the stuff Cesar be selling?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I guess, yeah. So like I said, it's my website, RabbiLewis.com. Just log in. You can support my business.
All right, man. Just go through show the list. See what you got.
Just keep scrolling down, Kareem. As you can see, you got to hit the view for collection button to see the whole catalog. See the black button for view for collection. You got to hit that button if you want to see everything. You can just keep scrolling down.
Yeah, man. Hey, put your link in the chat, in the private chat, and then maybe Kareem can, put it in the chat. Or I can jump on my other phone and where I'm administrator on that page, and then I can.
Yeah, Kareem's got the link. Kareem, if you could put that in the chat room, man, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, you put it in the private chat, and then Kareem can share it from there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because she's got the link.
Oh, okay. She already got it.
She's got the link.
Oh, she already got it. Okay. Now, you want me to start having helping advertisers, because you got to put a little commercial swag with it, you know.
Yeah.
So I get with Rabbi Lewis, you know. So you got to, you got to learn how to advertise a little better.
Yeah, it's like
Tell people more about your products. You know, why
yeah,
your
certainly.
product's better than the other people's. You know, add your personality to it.
Yeah, certainly, bro. Like I said, it's my website, RabbiLewis.com, bro. Support, support Black excellence.
There you go. Yeah, see that. So, he got the website on there, the email. You know, get your lady friend some of these candles. You know, make nighttime the right time.
That's
Rabbi
right.
Lewis candles. You see what I'm saying? That's how you have to do it, man. Make nighttime the right time with Rabbi Lewis candles.
And like I said, we got other stuff in can. We got our lampstands, we got plates, cups, we got furniture, stuff like that. You know.
You got furniture too?
If you scroll all the way down, you see I got furniture. We got chairs. We got
Now, how would you deliver the furniture to somebody out of state, like
out of the country? You mean?
Yeah, I mean, how much extra would that cost? Like,
okay, so
not out of the country, but like like wherever you live to where I'm at.
Yeah, certainly, brother. It's if you spend $150, the shipping, free shipping and handling. So if you're told, yeah, it's free shipping and handling if you spend over $150.
Okay. Now, how long have you had this business? This is the new one you got going?
Yeah, it's a new business that you started 2 months ago.
So if you buy 2 candles, you give Rabbi Lewis free book, right?
Oh, no.
See, that's what I'm saying. You know how I feel, man.
Yeah. I gotta do that, but yeah. Over $150, the shipping is free.
But I can't get a book with it.
Not yet, no, not yet.
You see how you do me? You get free advertising, I can't get a free book. Well, I'm saying black folks just ain't right.
Well, I'll segue into that next. I'll segue into that. So like I said, this is my website again, RabbiLewis.com. Just log in. If you wanna, I sell pure products. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so just keep scrolling. As you can see, I hit the View for Collection button to see the whole catalog. There's a lot of stuff in there. There's a lot of different candles. We sell soap, stuff like that.
Right. Anybody want to get in contact with him? He got the link in the chat. You know, you work a deal with him behind the scenes, maybe. You know, I don't know. You got the prices next to these. Let me see what you got going here. Okay. Yeah, you get the prices underneath as you blow up the screen. Okay. All right. Beautiful collection of candles that you can get from Rabbi Lewis. Not only is he an entrepreneur, he's also a scholar. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, last thing, and I'm going to yield the floor. I just want to plug my new book. And I'm going to yield. I know you guys have a lot going on tonight. This is my new book, The Ghetto Millionaire, Invest and Get Rich for myself, Rabbi Lewis.
Congratulations, man, on another new book, man. How many is this right here now?
Oh, man, this is book number 40.
Woo! Hey, girlfriend, you ain't got nothing on this guy, man. You hear me? You still talking about that one book you wrote 2 years ago. Now, what's this talking about right here, this front page?
Well, that's just a statistic of how many millionaires there are in America. So you can see
go ahead and read it to us real quick, man.
There's over 21 million millionaires in America. This is just a excerpt from the book.
Yeah.
So I want to talk a little bit about this book, if I could.
I'm sorry. What'd you say, family?
If I could talk a little about this book.
Am I breaking up or is it him?
Tessie, can you hear me?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I hear you now. What'd you say?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Go ahead.
Kareem, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear anybody else?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Yeah, JJ couldn't hear me for a minute. Okay. So, JJ, if I could talk a little about this book.
If you could talk about the book. Yeah, go ahead, talk about your book, bro.
Certainly. So, like Drake said, the rapper, he said, don't take this the wrong way, right? But so, like Malachi York said, bro, he said, I wanted to teach them about real estate, but they kept asking about Jesus. You know, unfortunately, in our community, the conscious community, right, people are more concerned about Jesus, Moses, and Muhammad than finance, drop shipping, social media marketing. We'd rather hear about Jesus, Muhammad, and Abraham. Somebody's got background noise.
That might be me. Hold up.
Yeah, so in our community, we're more concerned with Jesus, Muhammad, and Moses than drop shipping, social media marketing. We'd rather hear about that. As Malachi York said, like I said, he said, I want to teach them about real estate. They kept asking about Jesus. So this book is actually a real estate book. I took a real estate course with my mentor, Hide the Billionaire, New Entrepreneur, my boy, Dear CEO. Rest in peace, P&B Rock. My mentor, Dear CEO, was good friends with. Actually, they're from Philly. They're from the ghettos of Philly, right? And can you guys hear me? Hopefully.
Yeah, we hear you.
Certainly. So I'll give you a taste of the book, you know. Shout out to Don Pebbles, who's a multi-billionaire. He's a black billionaire, man. He's working on the first black-owned skyscraper in New York City, man. His name was Don Pebbles. You guys probably heard of him. He grew up in the 60s, bro. When they, he lived to see Martin Luther King get shot, the burning down. He's from California, I believe, right? So his mother was a realtor. She worked at Fannie Mae, right? Not to be confused with Sally Mae. Like Sally Mae's like for student loans, like loans. Fannie Mae's real estate, right? You with me? You guys with me?
Yeah.
So if you ever been to Miami, you probably stayed at one of Don Pebbles' hotels because he owns some really upscale hotels in Miami. If you've ever been to Miami, you probably stayed at one of his hotels. So let's dive in. I'm gonna get the floor. So I work in sales. I work in retail, right? And you're correct. Mortgage company. Yeah, that's Fannie Mae. You're not to be confused with Sally Mae, right? So let's dive in. I work in sales, right? So here's the sales pitch, right? I work in retail. I work in a Pier 1 store. They'll tell you if you're not a millennial, if you're a baby boomer, right? They'll tell your parents. You know what they tell your parents, right? They'll say, let me give you the sales pitch, right, guys, if I could. If your child does not go to college, right? Here's the sales pitch, right? If your child does not go to college, he won't be worth anything. He or she won't be worth anything in life, right? So they'll tell your parents, if you're a millennial, right? Millennials, like if you're like from 28 to 38, right? They'll tell you if your child does not go to college, they won't be worth anything in life, right? That is a sales pitch. That's retail. So let me get some perspective, if I could, guys. The average bachelor's degree student, right? With a bachelor's degrees, right? Hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
We can hear you.
The average bachelor's degree student, bachelor's degree is like a 4-year degree, right? Leave school with $20,000 to $38,000 in student loan debt. Yeah, that's a statistical fact. The average 4-year degree holder, which is called a bachelor's degree, leaves school with $28,000 to $38,000 in student loan debt. Okay, so that's not including if you have a PhD. You probably leave school with $80,000 student loan debt, right? Because you got to pay something called tuition, right? So what if you have a scholarship, Lewis? Well, one of my mentors had a scholarship. and he still left school with $10,000 in student loan debt. So he had a scholarship because he had to pay for toiletries, stuff like that, right? He worked in retail his whole life. He worked in the night. He worked in long story short, yeah. So the average college graduate leaves school with $20,000 to $30,000 plus in student loan debt. You know, one of my mentors was Nuke the Entrepreneur. You know, who graduated Valley Victorian at this alma mater. He was making $600K a year. It was a joke to him. Now, let me give you some perspective. The rapper Soulja Boy makes $100K a day. So what Nuke the Entrepreneur was making a year, he made a day. So long story short, guys, in this book, you're gonna get some credit hacks. You're gonna learn about some tax secrets. You're gonna learn about the basics of real estate. And last but not least, why you should go to college. Hopefully that was enough. It's just me. I can't hear you, bro. Hello?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we hear you. Go ahead, bro. Go
let
ahead.
me ask you, Rabbi Lewis. Okay,
So,
the entire structure of this book is for any layman, layman woman who wants to get into the aspect of the business principles that we need to be getting involved with, real estate and everything else. This book is a how-to.
if I respond to that, brother. So what's your name? So I can't see your name.
Okay, you can call me Malachi.
Malachi, yeah, shalom, brother. Yeah, so you shouldn't go to real estate school. Let me explain why. The average, you know how much realtors make a commission per sale, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Do you know how much realtors make commission per sale?
No, I don't. I honestly don't.
6%, right? So the average realtor makes 6% commission per sale. So let's say you sell a house for 350 grand, they'll make 6% of that, which is 21,000, right? So the average person off of the streets with no credentials, who knows nothing about real estate, makes 28% commission. So why would you get a real estate license? Makes no sense.
All right. See, I'm completely oblivious to this. So you're breaking it down to me and you're saying it makes no sense?
I said realtors only make 6% commission per sale, per real estate sale. So they flip a house for 350 grand, they're gonna make 21 grand. They make 6%. Realtors with real estate licenses. Versus somebody off the streets with no credentials make 28%. So why would you go get a real estate license and you're only gonna make 6% per sale? That's hustling backwards.
Yeah, I get now I get the point. So this book here more or less teaches you how to go about getting rid of the middleman and being able to get into this with no experience, no credentials, but be able to do it successfully and realistically.
Not only that, you're also gonna learn about real estate, how to sell a property, different how to avoid paying taxes. Like say you're a millionaire rapper, right? And you sign $1 million contract, right? 35% of that's going to Uncle Sam. I mean, when I say Uncle Sam, I mean like in taxes. So you get paid $1 million, you sign a record deal, you're gonna have to take 35% of it and pay in taxes. Then you got to pay for a CPA. Then you got to pay for a lawyer, unless it's pro bono, right? So after you pay for a lawyer, you pay 35% in taxes, and pay a CPA. You probably come up with 200 grand. Like rappers like Young Buck. He was a multi-millionaire with G Unit, the label G Unit. I'm sure you heard of that, right? He didn't know he had to pay back to Uncle Sam. He got in a lot of trouble, tax trouble, because he didn't understand the tax hacks that I explained in my book. Make sense?
It makes plenty of sense. I'm listening.
So guys like Young Buck, man, he was an 8-figure guy. Probably worth over $10 million, but he didn't have to pay back taxes. Now he's broke. I mean, he was. I know he probably bounced back by now.
So overall, Rabbi Lewis, this book here is going to give an explanation to anyone out here starting out, or or maybe have their feet wet already, but how to get better and how to become much more financially savvy in this topsy-turvy economy. Is that what you're saying?
Certainly. You're going to learn a lot of stuff, a lot of secrets of the game for pennies on the dollar. You know what a subprime mortgage is, right?
I don't know what this stuff. I don't know any of this stuff per se. Shame on me for my ignorance, but I mean, by all means, please educate us.
Yeah. So if you got a credit score of 650, you can apply for something that's called a subprime mortgage, right? So Donald Trump, because of this, the C word, I'm gonna say it. The C word, right? The pandemic. Trump signed something called a moratorium. Know what a moratorium is?
No, I don't.
A moratorium is like a big word for like you can't evict a tenant if they don't pay their loan their rent. You can't evict a tenant because of the C word, right, during the pandemic, right? So let's say you don't pay your property tax. Somebody's gonna learn from the book. You don't pay your property tax. Your house goes on something called the sheriff's sale. They'll sell your property. They put liens on your property for not paying property tax and sell your house. This is just a taste in the book. Here's one of my side businesses that I started. Once they put a lien on your property for not paying property tax at the sheriff's sale, every dollar over the lien that was put on the property is owed to the homeowner. So let me reiterate that. Every dollar over that it sells for over the lien on the property, the delinquent property at the sheriff's sale is owed to the delinquent homeowner. So what we do is we get paid a finder's fee, finder's check. So what we do is, this is public information. We'll go on the internet, right? We'll look for the people who owe money back on the sheriff's sale, and we connect the money to them. We get paid a commission fee, right? So we're making 6-7 figures a year doing finder's fees. Make sense? Like if your property's delinquent and the property sells for more than what the lien was on the property, that the homeowners owed that money. So they probably owe thousands of dollars they don't know about. So what we do is we go on the internet, we show them that they owe money, we get a finder's fee. Make sense?
Okay, it makes plenty of sense and everything else, and just continue to, because like I said, this is all. I mean, I've been aware, but like I said, I'm just very ashamed that I don't have the intricate knowledge on this. But I'm glad you are here now, giving us insight on how important it is to know these things.
Certainly. So like I said, long story short, man, this is a real estate book. I took a real estate course with a Hot to Being there. My mentor, Luther Entrepreneur, Dear CEO, Sister Bree, my mentors from Philly, from the ghettos of Philly, man. Now they're multimillionaires, You're going to learn some credit hacks. Like I said, you're going to learn a lot of stuff in this new book.
And what's the title of the book again, please?
If you can pull it up again, Kareem.
Bring up the book again for everyone.
Yeah, Kareem, if you can pull that back up, sis. Oh, she's still there.
Well, or you could just run the title to us, please.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I don't know if Kareem had to step away. Hey, she's back. Okay, here we go. Just click out, sis. We can see the title of the book. Thanks, sis. Here's it's my new book, The Ghetto Millionaire: Invest and Get Rich. The reason why I named the Ghetto Millionaire, because that's what I am. I'm a ghetto millionaire. I wasn't an A student. I was a C student. As Robert Kiyosaki says, A students work with C students. Kiyosaki, his rich dad was a PhD. His poor dad was a PhD, an academic. He was poor. His rich dad never went to college, never went to school. His best friend was his rich dad. His best friend's dad was rich. And his poor dad was a PhD. He was poor. He was an academic. His rich dad never went to school. His rich dad taught Robert Kiyosaki to not go to school. Like, it's a waste of time. I will say this: if you're a drug dealer, going to college is a great experience because you're going to make a lot of sales. My mentor, Dear CEO, right? He went to college. He said it was like a trap. You know what a trap house is, right? Hello?
Yeah, continue talking, Rabbi. We hear you fine. Just continue to talk.
Yeah, Dear CEO, my mentor, he's from the ghettos of Philly. He went to college. He was like, yo, it was like a trap house, bro. Like, people were smoking weed out in the open, selling pills, selling coke. Like, if you're a drug dealer, you should go to college because, like, you're going to make a lot of sales. Like, his mentor used to drive a Mercedes-Benz, right? He was like, bro, how'd you get that Mercedes-Benz? He was like, bro, I sell weed. Like, that's how he got put on the track. Like, if you're a drug dealer, you should go to college. You're going to make a lot of sales. They're not there to chase a 4.0 GPA. Like, they're there to sell weed, bro. Like, most young kids are in school to sell drugs. So you like a drug dealer, you should go to college. But if not, it's a waste of time. So, yeah.
If not, it's a waste of time.
Yeah, he was like, yo, Lou, it was like a trap house, bro. People were selling weed out in the open, smoking weed in the dorm rooms, selling coke, selling pills. He was like, yeah, bro, it was crazy. It was like being in the hood. But he ended up quitting school. Now he's got a $30,000 a month portfolio.
Well, we not going. I get where you're coming from, but I mean, we won't advocate such an extreme. But I get the gist of what you're saying because of America being, a drug culture, and considering $1 trillion enterprise in the entire illicit drug culture. So I get where you're coming from. But however, the Ghetto Millionaire. Where can we buy this? Where can we purchase the book?
It's up on Amazon.com, bro. Just go to Amazon.com. Type in Rabbi Lewis, Ghetto Millionaire. It's free if you got Kindle Unlimited. Kindle Unlimited is like for now. You pay Amazon $9 a month. You can read millions of free books. You know what I mean? So download Kindle Unlimited, you get the book for free.
Okay, Rabbi Lewis, we thank you very much for that. Very insightful and, I'm going to say inspirational on my end. There's a lot of things I want to get back. I need to get involved in. And
Wait, it's a question. He got a question.
Yeah, sorry, Kieran. You can finish what he was saying. I'll respond to that. He was saying something. I'm sorry, brother.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just very happy that you come here to give us your business acumen, to be able to break down to us, and prove to the listening audience that, again, it's a time and a place for all things, and it is time for us to become much more business savvy, and especially in the area of real estate, considering some of the takeovers that are going on in the area of gentrification and all kinds of other chicanery, and due large to our ignorance, it's happening right under our noses, and mediums like this and personalities like yourself who are blessed to have that understanding need to be given the spotlight and brought to the forefront, as there's a time and a place for everything.
Certainly, well said, brother. Well said. Real estate made the most millionaires. Now, these some statistics from the book. It's over 50% of millionaires are over 55. Only 1% of millionaires in America are under the age of 35. So it's over 21 million Americans, 21 million millionaires in America, over 21 million. 50% of them are over the age of 55. Only 1% of those millionaires are under the age of 35. So most millionaires are in their 50s or older. Now, this may not be for you. You know, like one of my mentors was David Jaffe. He is a multi-millionaire. He graduated Cornell University. He worked in the nightclub business. He said, Lewis, not everybody wants to be rich. Like, everybody he knows that's millionaires are miserable, bro. Like, they wasted their whole lives in investment banking. And they're miserable. I mean, they're multi-millionaires and stuff, but, like, they're coke addicts. You know, he said, you know, their lives are miserable. So this is not for everybody. Like, this niche of wealth is not for everybody.
Let me stop for a second, Rabbi Lewis. Here's the thing I want to ask, right? And I'm going to ask this here, right? Within your book, okay, what strategies, right? What strategies do you offer in your book? How in depth do you go?
Yeah, so if you have a will, you should start something called a ministry trust fund. That's what you're gonna learn in the book, which is a tax haven. Okay, because when you set up, like a will, you know what a will is, right? Like you leave money to your children. You know
Yes, we know what a will is.
Yeah, if you want to, you should set up a ministry trust fund. So, for example, there's something called probation fee with the probation office, right? I remember one of my mentors, he said, Lewis, who uses cash anymore? Because he works in retail, right? He worked in retail his whole life. He used to work at Burlington Coat Factory. He was like, because like if you don't have, like, they don't do deposit. They do like if you don't have a debit card, they'll give you a card, right? You see what I'm saying? Like a debit card, you can swipe. You know what I mean? And with the probation office, you have to have cash actually, or money order. You can't pay a probation fee with the debit card. You need cash or money order, right? So that was well. But anyway, so yeah, you're gonna learn how to avoid paying taxes. You see what I'm saying? Out of the best strategies in the world that millionaires use to avoid paying taxes. Also,
so you don't.
Go ahead, brother.
Do you give any piece to the panel? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother. That was you. That was from the channel. Okay, yeah, I recognize you. Okay, Black. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
You know, I'm gonna ask questions. Peace to you. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that you are sharing, you know, financial literacy with the family. I just want to understand what you're teaching the people, and then maybe add a couple of caveats to them for them so they don't, you know, hopefully make some mistakes. So are you teaching like real estate investing strategies, or is it just tax strategies?
So the foreword in the first chapter is tax strategies. The rest of the book is just straight up real estate information.
Information or investing?
Both. Real estate information and investing strategies. But the first chapter in the foreword is just taxes. Because remember, there's only two things that's certain in life, brother. You know what those two things are, right?
Yeah, death and taxes.
Death and taxes. Right. You know the two rules to the game are, right?
What are they, brother?
You know the two rules to the game.
What are they?
Do you know?
I asked you, what are they?
Don't lose money. Don't lose money. And don't forget the first rule.
Yeah, all right. So, yeah, I'm not going to play no games with you. You're pissing me off a little bit already. So, yeah, back to my first question. What strategies in real estate investing are you teaching?
Well, the 1031 exchanges, you know what that is? You know what 1031
exchange? Yes, I do. Continue, please. What other strategies?
You know what a put is? A put, that's not real estate.
That's stock. That's stock.
Yeah.
So yeah. So back to the real estate investing strategies. What else are you teaching?
You gotta learn what a Augusta exemption is. You know what Augusta exemption?
What else are you teaching?
And you know what an Augusta exemption is?
Yes. What else are you teaching?
What is that? What's an Augusta exemption?
Bro, what else are you teaching? This is not a quiz for me. I'm asking you about your book because I'm about to cook you. What else are you teaching?
Bro, I'm not gonna give the whole book away, bro.
You should at least tell the people. Okay, so watch this. Can I tap in for a second?
Of course, brother. So the whole book already gave you a taste. Like
the concern that I have is telling people that you want them to buy a book on real estate investing strategies, but not telling them. Right now, if I was to release a book, right, I would say, yo, I'm teaching buy and flipping strategies. I'm teaching buy and hold strategies. I'm teaching wholesale strategies. I'm teaching 1031 exchanges, or what we call, it's basically avoiding paying capital gains tax. Like you don't have to tell them exactly how to do the method without telling them what's in the book. And the reason I'm doing this with you specifically is because you have a tendency to push your books. And then when they get those books, they're underwhelmed with what's in the book.
Okay, I'll
All
give
right,
a little bit more. I'll give a little bit more. Like, you know, rich people don't pay for travel, right? You get something called the Barclays credit card. You know what Barclays is?
brother. If you don't
Why
stop
do you
asking me
always do
questions,
that?
if
You
you don't
always try
stop
to ask
asking me
me
questions and tell us what's in this book, bro.
Okay, I
all the
apologize.
time.
All right. I
It's
apologize.
election
I'll
time.
just go in. Sorry, I apologize. Forgive me. I didn't mean to be rude. I was just engaging you. So, rich people don't pay to travel, right? That's another hack you learn from the book. Get a Barclays credit card, right? Barclays is like a flight industry card, right? For like flights, like, you know, like flights, like you fly the plane. So you spend $99 and you'll get up to, what is it? I think over 60,000 points, right? So let me give you some perspective. You spend $99 to give you over 60,000 points. What am I talking about? If you want to fly from Philadelphia to California, that'll probably be around 7,000 points, right? So for $99, they'll give you over 60,000 points. And you could travel to, if you want to go from Philadelphia to the Bahamas, it would be probably over 29,000 points. So for $99, you could travel the world basically for free. You can go to California like 6 times. You can go to the Bahamas 4 times, 3 to 4 times with $99 investment. See, rich people don't, this is what rich people do. Rich people don't pay for hotels, traveling. You get a Barclays card. You can travel the world pretty much for free.
Okay, so here's the issue. Now I'm gonna tap in. Number one, many of our people are not worried about vacation hacks. They're worried about really trying to build a substantial portfolio that can get them out of debt or get them out of financial crises. When you say the things that you're saying about what's in your book, it sounds disingenuous when I start to ask certain questions. I love the fact that you're teaching credit hacks. It works for some of us if we're in a position where we're taking vacations or if we're in a position to do a 1031 exchange. But to do a 1031 exchange, you have to have equity in the house that you just sold and actually use that equity to do something else with it. How many of these people actually listen to you own property and have equity, right? So the
Right.
problem is you're not going into true detail about what's in the book. Once again, I'm not telling you to give away the entire book. I'm telling you, you need to tell them the investment strategies. For instance, when you said you can come in and get a commission on what you were talking about, which is basically off of either a foreclosure or a tax lien or something like that. Do you realize that if you tell people to say we're getting a commission off of that and they actually propagate that they can get in trouble with the realtor, with the realtor licensing board? You're not getting a commission. You're getting a fee off of selling your interest in a contract. Because anyone that tries to sell real estate without having a real estate license, you're going to go to jail. So you need to know what you're saying to people when you're propagating this. I'm not telling y'all not, I'm gonna stop right here. I'm not telling y'all not to buy his book. I'm just telling you, please be careful. And after you buy that book, run that by a professional. Be careful with this, JJ.
Okay,
And very careful with this, JJ.
Let me respond to that. Let's go. You go first, Zion. Go ahead.
I want to back him up on something because before you started getting in, before my brother over here started breaking it down with the finances, you were talking about wills and you said probation. It's not called probation. It's wills
called probate.
Probate. I did this. I went to college for this shit. So he's talking about wills like wills can't be taxed. Yes, they can. But trust funds. See, he didn't say nothing about no trust funds, which lets me know that he barely knows what he's talking about on that topic.
Thank you, sir.
So I'm just backing up what my brother just said because you just showed him, because I'm not that literate as this brother is, but I know a little bit about investment because my brother's a day trader. So I know a little bit about the investments. However, you seem to not have the proper answers that should snap in your head when you ask those kinds of questions. And then when you're talking about wills can be taxed. In fact, certain parts of the will, if you don't have a will, does not mean that money can't be taxed, but it is what's given to the family or what you call your beneficiary.
It's called estate tax. I actually just went through this. Like listen,
all right. But trusts are much more secure than a will. This is why rich people set up trust funds for their family, because the federal government cannot touch a trust fund. But this brother was sitting here telling you about wills, like wills will protect your money. It doesn't. Not entirely.
Hold on. Let me respond to that. First off, I didn't say that. I said I mentioned the trust fund. I said it's called a ministry trust fund. That's the first thing I said. It's called, and I remember said probation for probate. Excuse me.
You said a ministry trust fund?
Yeah, you know what a ministry trust fund is, right?
Don't stop asking me questions, brother. I just asked you a question. You
I'm
don't
about to
answer
cook him the next time he asks another question, bro. I'm telling you,
he has like,
Bro,
it's like a glitch.
bro, you're here to answer questions about your book.
Okay, hold on. Let me respond. Okay, let me respond to that.
So ministry trust. Let me just say, because my grandfather's a bishop, and so are my family. They have a ministry trust. Those trusts cannot be used for personal gain because they're taxed as what is it, 501c3s.
You're taxed
What are you
to a
talking?
501c3, and what you're gonna do is cause people
You can't
to either lose their 501c3, or they're gonna get taxed, or they're gonna go to jail for. Man, look, bro.
Okay, can I respond to that, please?
Exactly.
Bro,
exactly.
You gotta stop lying to these people.
Can I respond? Can I respond to that? I don't want my name slandered.
I ain't slandering you, brother. I want you to answer the questions, please.
I'm gonna answer the questions, Creamer. Can I respond to that?
Every time I ask you a question, you don't answer properly. The first thing you do is going into trying to ask another question behind the question. It comes off very disingenuous, brother. And I agree with this, brother. This is the last time I spoke to you, it was the same thing, but I tried my best not to dig in smut.
Okay, let me respond to that. If I could respond to that, Creamer.
Go ahead. I'm not gonna interrupt you, King. Go ahead.
Okay, certainly. First thing, as far as you need a real estate license, my mentor Dean Grisoni, who's a good friend of Tony Robbins, who wrote Money Master the Game, he burned his real estate license. So say you need that's ridiculous. He burnt his license. He says rather you not have a license, don't invest. Second thing, yes, funds wills can be taxed, but if you have a spouse, there are exemptions. So for example, if you give your money to your spouse, that money's not taxed. And I can prove that. So like you have a wife and you're a man and you give that money to your wife when you die, that money's not taxed. That's a fact. It's one of the tax tricks in the book. Last point, well, people don't travel or whatever. And I'm like, yo, I don't know, but you can get something called the Divvy's credit card. Divvy is one of the companies that give out credit lines to people with bad credit. So if you got really bad credit, you should try Divvy. There's also another company called there's another company. What's it called? I forgot. It's in the book. But Divvy's is one of a good credit card you can get easily with a bad credit.
Okay, let me tap back in real quick. Divvy is a good credit card, by the way, right? So what he's done is created a book that is teaching you tax hacks, credit hacks, and travel hacks. Not a bad book. Don't sell it as a real estate investment tool. That's the problem I have. Now back to you. Allow me to finish because I didn't interrupt you.
Okay, certainly. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. So the final part is to misrepresent what I said shows me that you're up here being a charlatan. I didn't tell people that they needed a real estate license. I said you better know what you're doing if you're doing this without a real estate license. It is illegal to sell a house and ask for a commission or anything of that sort without a real estate license. What you can do is sign a purchase agreement for a property and then turn around, and it better be in the contract that you can assign that, and then turn around and assign said contract for a fee to an end buyer. You're selling your interest in the property or your interest via the contract. You are not selling a house. So I'm not telling anyone that they have to or they don't have to get a real estate license. I'm telling you, you better know what you're doing if you're doing any of these things absent a real estate license. Once again, an epic fail. See, you're trying to act like this is a debate, and I'm telling you, I'm worried about people's finances. I'm worried about making sure that my people are financially literate, going into what people view as the worst time, but can potentially be the best time in the world for some of us if we hold on to these strategies and use them correctly. Stop getting on here fronting and pump faking, because I'm about to dunk on you. Stop playing with me, Rabbi Lewis.
Yeah, so not only credit and tax hacks, there's also real estate techniques. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say this real quick. Because while a brother is focusing on the interest on financial securities, my goal, you know what I'm saying, my goal is law, right? So I teach legal literacy. So you're talking to two people who are in two different fields, He's more into finance. I'm into law, while these two are conjoined, because what he's just telling you right there is that what you just saying, just off the top of the head, besides, what possibly in your book, I don't know what's in your book, so I'm not going to make a claim. However, if it's not legally sound, you're going to send a whole bunch of people to federal prison.
Facts.
You be careful what you say, especially even here. Like, be clear and concise. Don't ask everybody questions. If somebody asking you a question, you should be sharp with your stuff. Because if you write in a book that people are supposed to buy, what are you trying to do? A Don Lapre? You know what happened to Don Lapre?
No.
Okay. That's all I have to say.
Okay, can I respond to that real quick?
See what I'm saying?
Can I respond real quick? I know you guys got to talk about.
Well, for those of us who don't know who Don Lapre is, I would like for you to please please educate us on who Don Lapre is or was.
Okay. So back in the late 80s, early 90s, Don Lapre was one of the top dudes on TV. He had infomercials that used to come on late at night, and he was a smooth, slick white guy who always told you how you could make millions and millions of dollars by just putting in ads here and putting in ads there and selling goods that you didn't have.
Okay, go ahead.
But when people would send you money for the product,
you say Don Lapre, bro. I work for Don Lapre telemarketing, man. Don Lapre was cold though, boy. Hey, y'all never heard of Don Lapre? Go look him up.
Don Lapre in a federal prison, and Don Lapre hung himself. Did you know that?
Hey, ain't no Don hung himself.
Yes, now I know what you're talking about.
No, go ahead and look it up, bro. Don Lapre, listen. I bought his books when I was like 15. Okay, I bought his books. He killed himself in a federal prison.
When I was in Phoenix, Arizona, bro, I used to work in one of his offices, man, telemarketing. Man, hey, I'm telling you, man, the best telemarketing office I ever worked in, bro. Hey, they fed you like they have a layout every day, bro. Don Lapre, man, he got rich. I don't know what he was doing. He was scamming, but he was
off of selling the promise, not
infomercials.
Yeah. So his publications and everything that people were buying to try to get this get rich quick scheme was making him the money to do all of that. The man was wealthy off of his infomercials. Now, the reality is the feds came down on him, smushed his head. He was going to jail for like 20 some odd years. The man killed himself. Go ahead and look him up. He committed suicide because he couldn't.
No, I know you're talking about now. He's taught like this, and you could do this here. And he had me sold, and I guess he was going to get rich off my ignorance.
Program. You want to make money fast? And then he would have all these people talking about, oh, I used Don Lapre's system, and in 6 months, I was up $500,000. And they were showing the checks in the whole 6 months, $500,000.
And he the dude that used to have the question marks on his shirt, on his coat, is it?
No, that's another
Nah, he
dude
used
that
to
was
be like
selling.
he had a suit on or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like one of those, he had like back in those days, they had the what do you call it? The Miami Vice style and shit, you know what I'm saying? With the pink and the white, you know what I'm saying? Jacket.
T-shirt. Yeah, but he definitely killed himself.
Let Rabbi respond. Hold on. Let Rabbi respond, and then y'all can go.
Certainly. Thanks, guys. So first thing you need to understand, everything's not a scam. I won't curse. Everything's not a freaking scam. Get out of that mentality that everything's a scam. There's some excellent entrepreneurship programs, right? Second thing, if you were to put $100 into Uber, Travis Kalanick started Uber, or Bitcoin in 2011, you'd be a millionaire right now. I said if you put in $100 into Bitcoin or Uber back in 2009, 2011, around that time, you'd be a millionaire right now. Last point, I had a lot to say. So my mentor bought into FedgeCoin. FedgeCoin is like a cryptocurrency. FedgeCoin. He put $3,000 into FedgeCoin and made $800,000 net worth. He almost made $4 million, right? So he took $3,000 and made $800K. So this is not fantasy. This is happening. I can say a lot more, but
Okay, I'm gonna respond and then I'm gonna jump off because this is starting to get nonsensical. Rather than release books on tax or investment strategies as it comes to stocks and finding the right companies to tap into in their infancy stage. Don't get on here and talk about real estate strategies, right? That's the best way to if you have money, if you don't know what you're doing, that's the best way to lose it, right? And if you don't have money and you're thinking about getting involved with real estate, the best way to get discouraged is to get involved without a mentor or without any knowledge or just buying a book that doesn't teach you in-depth strategies, right? I'm not telling you to follow me. I ain't even asking you not to follow him. I'm just telling you be very careful buying a book where somebody is talking about real estate investment strategies, but then all they're doing is telling you about tax hacks and then they're telling you about their mentors. Okay. The one thing you can take from this is you need a mentor, right? Find somebody that has a proven track record. They can prove and show what they're into. They can prove and show you what they've done. They have other students, or at least if they're going to say, I'm not asking for any of your money. Here, just follow this program. Go check it out. Go fact check it. But they should be able to answer a lot of these basic questions. And that's a problem, right? When you can't get answers to basic questions, that's a problem. And finally, I'm not calling you a scammer. That's not what I'm doing at all, brother. I'm not saying you scamming. I'm just saying.
So I mean, you guys would have segue to other topics. So I would say this before I leave. One of my mentors worked in construction. He worked in construction, and his whole life he worked a dead end job in construction.
Yeah, he finna dip because he know I'm finna.
No, I'm not gonna dip. No, I'm here. I know you guys are still talking about. That's why I don't want to dominate the show. So, but I'm still here, bro. I'm not running. So he worked in construction. He spent over $60,000 in mentor fees, just consulting with mentors. He spent $60,000 consulting with mentors. So you need a mentor. I would agree. As my mentor hired to, he said, Lewis, if you did it yourself, you get there faster, but you won't be there as long. I said again. He said, Lewis, if you do it yourself, you'll get there much faster, but you won't be there as long. You know?
Yeah, I don't even know what that means. Anyway, back to the final point, right? Yeah, I gotta say this, man. Stop letting this dude get on here and play. Like for real. Like I'm tired of this, bro. I've been watching you do this now for 4 or 5 years, right? I bought one of them books for a debate. It was the worst biblical read ever, right? And that's why you got beat
Which
up
book
in
was
that
that?
debate.
What book was that?
That was that the one that got the rainbow flag on it and you said basically Jesus was gay or something like that? Is that
Oh,
one?
this is Anonymous Hebrew?
Yeah, of course that's who it is.
Oh, I didn't recognize you. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Now back to the point. Back to the point, right? Once again, so then now you realize who you're dealing with. You know,
I didn't. My bad, bro. No doing fit. I didn't recognize you. I didn't recognize your voice.
Yeah, we good.
Sorry about that, bro. I didn't recognize you.
We good, fam. I ain't vain like that. It ain't got nothing to do with that. So appreciate you. I'm just saying I'm not here to call this brother a scammer or to beat him up or anything like that. But I am saying it's hard when we asking you questions and you keep and you hold on. Whoa. Daddy's live. I'll be right there in a second. Tell mommy I'm coming. Yeah, Dad Gang. Shout out to Dad Gang. I'm just saying be very, very careful with these type of conversations without people giving caveats and especially without them giving in-depth knowledge about what's in their book, right? That's a huge problem. Once again, I'm not telling you that you have to tell us step by step everything that's in there. But when I'm asking about the book, I'm hearing about tax hacks. I'm hearing about credit hacks. I'm not hearing about real estate investment strategies other than your comment about probationary periods or whatever it was you were saying. Even in the probate space, which it's not a bad space, right? If you understand how to get into the probate investment space, it's not bad. Tax liens, foreclosures, things like that. These aren't bad, but understand there's also a wait period with a lot of those things, right? If you're going to get involved with probate, you're going to get involved with foreclosures, you got to understand like that's a long game, right? That's not just unless depending upon what state you're in, because most states, even if you buy a foreclosure, depending upon what process they are in the foreclosure, you got to wait a grace period before you can either improve on the
Right.
property, turn around and flip the property, all of those things. So if you're
Right.
lucky, you're getting it at the right time, right? But if not, you're buying a property that you got to sit on for the next 12 months. If you got
Right.
$1,200 or $1,500 or $15,000, depending on the property, to throw into a property that's going to sit there and wait for 12 months, cool, bet. But if not, you need real live, real-time strategies that are going to help you
Right.
build your financial portfolio.
If I can
And that's
respond to that
all
real
I'm
quick,
saying.
if I can respond to that, if I can respond to that.
Go ahead, brother.
Go ahead,
You need
respond.
permission? Go ahead.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, certainly. It's an honor. But yeah. So I work in retail. You know, I own a Pier 1 store. You just saw RabbiLewis.com. I work in retail. So if I was you, if you had 20 grand, what I would do is, if you want my advice, right? Because Jeff Bezos started Amazon. He's the richest person on earth. Jeff Bezos, like, he's one of the richest people on earth. He started a company called Amazon, right? Now Sam Walton started a company called Walmart. Walmart is competing with Amazon. So now they have an e-commerce store section, for e-commerce, right? So what you do is, if you got 20 grand, here's what you do, right? For 20 grand, I know people who will build you a Walmart store. They'll scale the company, they'll run the company for you, they'll scale it, to do all the drop shipping, everything, for 28 grand, right? Now people on the $28,000 investment are making 7 figures. I'm talking 6 figures a year. I'm talking like 150 to 200K a year on a $20,000 investment. So like I said, what you do is you pay them 28 grand to scale your store, your e-commerce or Walmart store, and your people are making 150, 160K a year. So you can quit your main job. So if I had 20K, that's what I would do. I would invest in an automated Walmart store, and you're gonna easily make up to 150, 160K, even more than that. And if you don't make that, to give your money back. That's what I would do with 20K if I had it.
Okay. Is there any more commentary need to be said on this particular issue?
Like I said, I just want to say, start an Walmart store, because like I said, Walmart is trying to compete with Amazon now, because Amazon has been killing the game. So Walmart is getting their hands dirty, So like I said it twice, right? So you give them 28 grand, they'll scale your whole store for you. They'll run your store, they'll scale it, they'll run it, they'll do everything, the drop shipping, everything, for 28 grand, and people are making 150, 200 grand a year on a 28,000 investment, bro. Like, if you got 20K, that's what I would do. Start a Walmart store.
Well, all right. Thank you very much. I want to thank you very much for your statesmanship, but I also want to thank Black Jedi along with Zion for making their contributions to this conversation and everything else. Does anyone have any parting before we get back to the subject matter at hand?
Hey, yeah, I'm just gonna say this. Don't buy that book. Like, I'm sorry. After hearing that last thing, you completely missed everything that I said. I'm not saying people don't, but let me know the people who got 20,000 right now to invest in somebody building them an Amazon business. Like, know who you're marketing to, bro.
Why are you condescending? Some people may actually have money.
I didn't. Did I just say that they didn't? Is that what I just said?
That's exactly.
Did I just say that nobody had it?
Exactly what you just said.
Did I say nobody had it?
Repeat what you said.
Come on, let's get it. Let's get it. No, tell me. Did I just say nobody had it? Let's get it then.
You made a statement.
Tell me what I said. You tell me what I said then.
I'm giving you what you said. You said, who has 20 grand listening?
Now I said I'm not saying that nobody has it. I'm just saying know who you're marketing to, because if they did have that, they would have took it and parked it somewhere. And notice ain't nobody raising their hands saying, hold up. I got 20 bands to throw away right now. You know why? Because our people are trying to figure out how to get to that point.
Oh, our people are too concerned about Jesus, Moses, and Muhammad. When they
and all of that sounds amazing. And all of that sounds amazing and may be true, right? I'm talking about their finances right now. Right? Miss me with the diversion. I'm asking. So right now, who on here ready to take 20,000 and throw it into Amazon?
I didn't say Amazon. I said Walmart.
Okay, or Walmart. No, you talked about having people. You know what? I ain't even finna hurt you, bro. I'm gonna let you
bro,
have
if
it.
you play the clip,
No, wait, stop. No, let's just do it. Let's do a quick consensus on the panel. Who got 20 bands to throw into building an Amazon or a Walmart or any type of e-commerce business right now?
Nobody.
Silence. You need to know where you are, fam. You need to know what's going on. I'm gonna kick that can down the street every time you bring it on here, playing around with people.
You're condescending.
I'm not condescending. Now I'm on your neck. There's a difference.
Condescending.
No, now I'm on your neck because I'm asking you to tell us about your book and you can't do it. That's what people been coming around doing, playing with our people for the last 20 years, especially in the last 10 with these people playing around in this conscious community.
First of all, my books are available.
Man, I'm not through talking now.
Go ahead.
So this is the point that I'm making. If you're going to get on here and propagate a book, then get on here and teach us or tell us at least what's in the book. Don't get on here and play around like you finna show them something. I heard you specifically talking about real estate investment strategies. And then when I asked about what strategies are in there, I ain't gonna give away the whole book. Once again, people, if you want to know what's going on and somebody's selling you a book, go ask them what strategies are in there. So then they can say, well, I'm going to teach you a full-on buy and hold or a buy and flip strategy, because those things are intricate. Those things take time. You got to know how to develop the skill set to do it. I'm going to teach you how to flip real estate contracts. That takes time. That takes people who know what they're doing. I ain't knocking you. You say you got mentors. Every one of your mentors is talking about stock investing. I don't know if you know it or don't know it. I ain't finna argue with you. I would say you got a much better chance of talking about that and then linking them up with your mentors. I ain't heard you say nothing about one single real estate mentor at all.
Give it to you. My mentor was Howard the Bean, who's a multi-millionaire real estate guy from Philadelphia.
Did he make his millions in real estate?
Yeah, yes, he did.
Or did he make them through the stock market?
He made his millions. Look up Howard the Bean. He's 23 years old.
Okay, so bet. Hold on. Great. Amazing. Is he a part of that book?
Yes. He's in
Is he volunteer to be a mentor if you go and read that book?
No.
Right. So he ain't a part of the book. All you doing is talking about how you know him. See, people with
going on.
So let's keep going. Stop interrupting me then. Right back at it, because every time you say something stupid, I cut it up. So now right back at it. When somebody like him get on here and start talking about his mentors, he better start sharing the mentors. Because he ain't hollering about being nobody mentor. He ain't telling you nothing he did. I've been hearing for the last 5-10 years about, or last 4 or 5 years from him about all of his mentors. I ain't seen him. I ain't seen him popping up with him. The only time I seen a picture of old boy, he had a hobo bag on his back. See, that's me pressing you now. See, you wanted it, now you got it. That's me telling the people who you really are. Because behind the scenes, when I help people, they go get the bag. Behind the scenes, when I help people, their credit get right. Behind the scenes, when I help people, they go learn how to house hack, how to get into a crib. I ain't waving my hand telling everybody come over here. Notice, I ain't propagating nothing. Don't listen to me. Don't ask me for nothing. But doggone for sure, know what you're getting into if you get this book. Because if he's telling you to do something in that book and it's wrong, you're going to go to jail, fam. You'll take your butt to jail talking about you want a commission off of a property, or talking about doing a 1031 exchange without even explaining to them what that is.
Okay, so I'm about to jump because I got to talk about this. Let me say this real quick. First of all, I explained everything in the book. Second thing, not only was Howard the Bean on my man, I knew the entrepreneur who's he has a $2 million real estate portfolio. He graduated Valley Victorian, quit his job, fired his boss, knew the entrepreneur. My other mentor was their CEO, who's a good friend of PNB Rock, who just got shot the other day and killed. They're both from Philly. He's one of my mentors. He makes over $30K a month real estate portfolio. You got New to Entrepreneur, my mentor Howard the Bean there. You got my mentor, dear CEO, Sister Bree, who does credit sweeping, credit hacks, credit repair. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about your book. The same thing I've been talking about the entire time. I'm talking about your book. Until whoever hating in the chat. Who this? I hope that's not Barbs. That look like Barbs. If
some cat
Barbs,
named Omar, man.
Yeah. So watch this. Bet this. My track record proven, bro. I don't scam nobody. I ain't offering no weird books. As a matter of fact, I'm not even telling you to follow me. I'm telling you go buy that book if you want to. Go waste your money, number one. Number two, notice how even when I'm pressing him, there's still no answer. He's moving around now talking about credit. What are you talking about? I'm talking about your book. I got on here asking you questions about your book. You asking me questions. You accusing me of being condescending. Now I'm straight coming at you because I'm tired of this. I'm tired of people playing games with our people, talking about, I don't even know what you're calling this at this point. But this is definitely not financial literacy. These are hacks that people can use if they're in a position to use them. What good is a tax strategy if that doesn't even work and qualify with their regular life? Why would I give you a tax hack or a credit card hack or something like that that doesn't work? You should have led with the Divvy conversation. You should have led with using the Divvy card to get it if you got bad credit.
This is
And
the
then
line.
tell them, right? So I will say this, because I ain't even gonna give you a timeline, but when I do put face to words, since everybody's saying why he don't show his face, I don't want to hear it then. I'm gonna be the dude that say hit the link, come ask the questions. Morning Star, whatever you saying, you got a house. I'm happy for you. Do you know what to do with that one house? Because I got many. And that's not bragging. I'm trying to show you that this dude don't operate in the space that he talking about. I can show you right now how to use subject tools and different lease processes to move into a house and actually use that house or have full control of that house and then use it and put it on Section 8 or whatever you want to do. Quit playing, bro. Quit sitting here. If I asked you how to do a subject 2 right now, would you be able to walk us through that?
So we can vet that. We can ask.
How do you do a subject 2? Is subject 2 in your book?
No, HUD housing is. Do you know what a HUD house is?
Yes, I know what a HUD house is. Is subject 2 in your book? Is subject 2 in your book?
So, yes. So what's the HUD?
Is subject 2 in your book?
I believe so. Yeah, I think.
You believe so? You don't know what's in your book?
I read over 40 books. I have to go back.
This is the Lions Den.
Come on, fam. Come on, fam. He telling you about. He talking to you about this particular book, but I'm hating. But I'm hating, all right? That's what they saying in the time. I'm hating. How I'm hating? How I'm hating? How am I hating? Bro, I ain't got no book. I ain't got to answer none of your questions. I asked you right now about subject 2. I didn't ask you about a HUD house. I asked you about subject 2. Is subject 2 in your book?
Yeah. What's the between the subject 2 and the HUD house?
Hey, you the expert. You tell me. What's the difference?
You got to get the book for that. I'm not giving the whole book.
Exactly. So watch this. So what's a subject 2, and why is that one of the best things out here for our people?
That's your opinion. I think HUD housing will
be okay. Question: How do I get a HUD house, brother?
Brother, I asked you that.
How do I get a HUD house, brother?
I asked you that question. Why you asking?
See, this is what I'm saying, fam. This is what I'm saying. So back to my point. I brought up subject 2. You brought up HUD house. It's your job now to teach us about HUD house. If you want me to talk to you about subject 2, I'll talk to you about subject 2 because that's what I'm propagating. So you teach me.
Hold on, Mr. Lewis. The burden of proof is upon you. I mean, if you're gonna come here and advocate something, your question's supposed to be, as the Lord said, okay, since you're calling yourself a rabbi, you're supposed to be truthful, producing your cause, bringing forth your strong evidence and everything else. The fact you said you believe so, that you wrote about what subject 2, I think it was, whatever term it was, that's crazy to me. Either you know you wrote it or you didn't write it? It's either yes or no. All right. So I have to chime in now because here it is. Here I am, someone who's completely ignorant, and I'm not afraid to use the word ignorant because ignorant just means I'm unaware of certain these issues. And here it is. You laid it out as if you knew exactly what you were talking about, but now I'm hearing you talking about you believe you wrote something in your book. Either you wrote it or you didn't. That's crazy to me, man.
I'll give it to you. I'll give you what a HUD house is. HUD is the Federal Housing Administration, which they're not into real estate. They're not a real estate company, right? So the Federal Housing Administration falls under the jurisdiction of HUD. So the nutshell, it insures home loans that are specific in the area of the country, right? When a homeowner falls on hard times, if you will, and the house gets taken away from them, the Federal Housing Administration pays up the lender, and the house is then property of the HUD, right? So if your house is taken away from you, it becomes a HUD house under the Federal Housing Administration. Okay, let's keep going.
How do I no? How does that help us? How would that help me as the regular Joe Blow person off the street? Right. All right. So this
No,
one
no,
it's
I
gonna
got
keep
you. I
no,
got you.
it's
My bad,
gonna
I got
keep
you.
it's gonna keep being crickets, right?
No, I
Because
got
you
you.
know
I'm back.
why?
I'm
Because
back.
he's
I'm back.
looking in his book right now to see what he wrote, because he copied and pasted something off of a website. And so for
Okay,
those that
we
are
can vet
saying,
that. We can vet that.
and for those that are saying, why is it so important? Why am I attacking him like this? Because this is the type of stuff that's killing our community. Because you're not taught properly what to do with the
All right,
investment
hold
money
on,
that you
bro.
have.
Hold
Nah,
on.
let
This
me.
may be. You asked me a
So
question. Give me a question.
tell me why a HUD house is important and
Yeah, I
relevant to
got
this
you. I'm gonna go back
conversation.
to my book, bro. Look, hold homes might be a good option since you won't have to get a large mortgage. So
Mm-hmm.
if you don't want to, they have smaller mortgages, HUD homes, HUD houses, which falls under the FHA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yo, hold on. Can I say something, man? Let's wrap this up, man, because we got a real show to do here. So let's
Yeah,
get this
certainly.
over with, bro. Hurry up.
Yeah,
Thank you.
certainly. So, like I said, the name of the book is The Ghetto Man of Investigate.
No,
I know you guys.
respectfully. Hold on, no. This is Malachi. Hold on, respectfully, on this Yeshaya, let the spirit roll, because this is very important and very crucial to me and anyone listening. Because, like I said, I don't like the fact the answer you believe you wrote something in the book. You haven't even said yes or no on that issue, man. So no, this is very important. Don't wrap it up. This is the lion's den. And we're gonna be ambidextrous and be able to talk about any and everything that need to be talked about. Let this thing go. Let it roll, man. Go.
And so a HUD house, how does it benefit a person's streets? They're sold to approved brokers if you have bad credit. So if you have a HUD home, it's just, like a tantamount to like a foreclosure, you have lower mortgage rates. So if you want to buy a HUD home, and they're not in the business of real estate, they're not a real estate company, so they trying to get the homes all fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, they trying to get rid of these homes because they're not a real estate company, so they want to get rid of them. So you can get a HUD home fairly easily, and with a low mortgage rate. So that's some of the benefits.
Okay, so now this is why this is an important conversation. Now, one more time, it's subject to in your book, Rabbi Lewis. Look through your chapters real quick. But I know you don't put, I know you don't have table of contents and page numbers in there, so you might not know.
There's page numbers in this book. That book that you bought, I've been deleted that book because there was no page numbers.
Good job.
I've been deleted that book years ago.
Tell me about subject to, and then I'll tell you why subject to would be a better option next to a HUD home.
Okay. Yeah, just if you control F, you can look. No, I believe it's not in the book. No, sorry.
But all right, bet. So, question.
Yeah.
Because I ain't gonna cook you about you saying that it was, because you just went back and said it was.
Yeah,
so
control F is like you like.
Yeah.
Control
back
F,
to the point. So back to the point.
Yeah.
Do you know what a subject to is?
Certainly, I think I'm familiar with that. But educate us, brother.
Okay. So what a subject to is when you come as an investor and you can now take over said property subject to the existing mortgage. But here's the best part. You don't have to come out of pocket. You don't have to have an excellent credit score. Actually, your credit score doesn't matter at all. It's all about your ability to understand real estate, how to leverage it. So for instance, if I know a nurse, and I'll just give you a real life case study that happened. If I know a nurse that has a good amount of income coming in, but her credit is bad, and I know some distressed owner in a property because he talked about the moratoriums. Well, unfortunately, a lot of these moratoriums are up. So people that own properties are now in bad situations. So they're trying to sell their properties. So what you can do now is go to said seller and say, hey, I don't have any money to put down out of my pocket. I would like to assume the mortgage subject to my business coming in and taking over that mortgage, and then line up that house with the nurse who can afford it. And now you put her on what's a lease option. Now she can lease the property. She can come in and lease it with an option to purchase it, or she can just do a straight out purchase agreement and say, I'm going to pay you over a certain period of time. Now the owner gets a certain amount of money. You as the investor get a certain amount of money. And if you set the contract up right, now the nurse gets the house and she's able to come in and get tax benefits for this. But because you don't know this, you're telling people to go get a HUD home where they got to now get a mortgage and enter into a death note and be in all types of problems. Whereas with the subject to, The worst thing that we do have is a due on sale clause, and there are several strategies to address that. And even better, you can line it up to where you can say, if we ever get into the situation where I can't make these mortgage payments, then I simply relinquish the property back to you. But they bought themselves some time to avoid foreclosure. But because you don't have the ability to speak to this intelligently, you're propagating HUD homes in your house and then propagating this book to people who are trying to get into real estate investing, and they may not have the ability to go get those mortgages. And it probably won't even be in their best interest, especially if they already got a bunch of debt on them. Please stop playing.
What are you talking about? I already explained that. If you got a credit score, if your credit score is bad, you can get a subprime.
So if your credit score is bad, you shouldn't even enter into another mortgage until you clean your credit up.
No, you can get a subprime mortgage. You know what a subprime
Did you just hear what I said? I didn't say you couldn't get a subprime mortgage. I said you shouldn't, because now you're adding compound debt. You're adding more debt onto a person because you think Rich Dad Poor Dad taught you to go get a house and use that as an asset, when what you did was add more liability. If you're going to get into a house when you already got a bunch of debt, you need to make sure that that house is going to be paying you money, i.e. passive income, to where you can make anywhere from $200 to $300 a month. And the goal is to be able to do that 10 to 20 times over. So now you make anywhere close to $5,000 or $7,000 or $10,000 a month passive income. But because, once again, you don't really operate in this space, you don't know what you're talking about.
Okay,
who won't this work? Now I'm here and y'all got me angry. Who won't this work?
I got a question.
Yeah, I'll sit here and answer questions then. Let's show it. Let's go.
All right, what is done in
Because I didn't write a book. But I'm sitting here talking to the dude who talking about he writing a book. And y'all sitting here talking about what's wrong with buying the book because he a charlatan. Now let's go.
What is Dun & Bradstreet and what is it? What are they doing?
Dun & Bradstreet is the business reporting company that builds business credit for you. Do you want to talk about how to build an 80 paydex score? Do you want to talk about how I know this? Because I do this all the time. This is one of the best things that we teach because we show people, especially truck drivers. I'm doing it right now with somebody in my group. He'll be getting this funding next week. And now what he's going to do is expand his trucking company. Stop playing with me. I'm not answering no more of your questions. See how easy it is for me?
Okay, well said. Well, you work in the
I know it's well said because I know what I'm doing, bro. I don't need you to propagate and clap for me. I need you to stop playing with my people.
Okay, just quizzing you. Just making sure you know what you're talking about.
See how I passed mine, but you failed yours?
Okay. Let me ask you, what is the jock tax?
Don't ask me nothing else, bro.
That's my last question. What is
Don't
the jock
ask me
tax?
nothing else. I told you I ain't answering no more of your questions.
No problem.
You proved that you can't. You proved that you were inept and not prepared to have this conversation.
Okay, Black Jedi. I think we've I've heard enough, and what I'm gonna do now is definitely bring this to an end, and we're gonna move on. I thank you for your statesmanship, Black Jedi. I thank you, Mr. Lewis, for making your attempts in your country and everything else. But I would advise you now, please, sir, you need to get a little bit more brushed up on what you are trying to sell, because right about now, I'm looking at you like you crazy. And with that being said, we're gonna move on. This is the Lions Den.
Thank you guys for having me on. It was an honor.
All right, but this is the Lions Den. As you can see, no one is safe. You better know what you're talking about in here, because apparently you got some big lions up in here, some alpha male lions that are gonna bring heat. Okay, and apparently the Jedi, the Force is strong with him. And I'm just gonna say, yo, okay, listen. This is some of y'all talking about we need to get back to the subject matter. Look, let me just break down what the Lions Den is for some of y'all out there, because you're still not getting it. This is the debate league. And in this forum, we must be ambidextrous, because at any given time, like the Most High, like the Lord, everything is a quickening spirit. And so we have to go where the spirit directs us. Now, we had a point, counterpoint. This is a very intense debate. And apparently the burden of proof was lacking. Okay? And that's not, and I'm glad that someone took over where I was ignorant to a lot of these talking points that were raised. But please understand, when you come into the Lions Den, we have to be like a sharp, like a two-edged sword. And that weapon can go anywhere at any given time. And when lions attack, they attack in ambush, they attack rough, rugged, and raw, no mercy. Okay? And if you can't handle that, you shouldn't be here. All right? And if you're not ambidextrous, okay, what you can do is log out whenever we go another direction and you come back in later on down the line. But
That's
here,
right.
but here, you're going to get a learning experience, because in all matters, the Lord said, when you come and do business, thou shalt not covet, thou shalt not come with subterfuge, thou shalt not lie, nor con or hustle the people.
Karima, take me out, one of me out of here. Sorry about that.
So the bottom line is this here. So the bottom line is the lion's den. You're going to get a learning experience when you come here. And that's the bottom line. So now, what if you don't want to believe that? Well, I hope this segment right here has made you a believer. Okay? Because if you don't know what you're talking about, someone in here going to take you to school. All right? And the bottom, we have to, again, and this is what diversity, this is what opportunity, this is what the Lion's Den offer. This is what the CEO, Jeremiah Judah, offer. He offers you a platform, he offers you a voice. But if you come in here weak and you don't know what you're talking about, there are going to be other lions in here that's not going to come and play with you. They're going to take you to school, pick you apart, and use your ribs as toothpicks. If you can't handle that, then you shouldn't be here. Don't jump out here, into space without a parachute, because you can't fly. Yeshaya, you still there?
Yeah.
Let's take them to what if they don't want to believe. Now let's get back into what if they don't want to believe. The floor is yours, my brother.
Peace, yo.
Go to work.
Peace. I didn't mean to interrupt y'all's show, but I couldn't.
Nah, it's all right, man.
No, first of all, there's no need to be being sorry. Hold up. You did splendid. Okay? Let's make this clear. One more time. This is the Lion's Den, the debate league first and foremost. And therefore, as a educated consumer, as a professional in your field, the Lord had you open your gifts, and as a Jedi, you produce your lightsaber. Okay, I don't mean to be mean, and you went to work. That's what you had. You had to go to work. The dark side had to be revealed. Okay? Hence the show. What if some don't want to believe? If you don't want to believe that there's somebody gonna take you to task when the Lord sees you a charlatan and a con artist, you're gonna be in for a rude awakening. All right? So don't be sorry. You did exactly what the Heavenly Father had you do. Two-edged sword, and you went Mace Windu up in this bitch. It is what it is. Yeshaya, go to work, baby.
Are you ready for me? Okay, yeah. Yeah, the topic is for what some don't believe. And that's the topic of what we're speaking on. A lot of people ain't going to believe in the prophecies of God or believe in the Bible, period. But this is going to take place no matter what. And we see every day that the prophecies of God are being lived out all over the earth. But a lot of us are staying asleep on this. You know what I mean? So we're going to continue on teaching and telling our people and forewarning them what is going to take place, whether who believe it or not. Whether people believe that Christ is real, that's on you. You ain't got to believe it. A lot of our people, you're going to see what's real in due time. So I'm going to let Zion speak. If he got something to say, I'll jump back and forth. Go ahead.
Zion, unmute your mic. He got dropped off. He'll be back in a few minutes. Zion.
All right. I'm back, man. Hey. I had a moment of silence for somebody. What happened, man? You know.
He dropped off by accident.
Oh, okay. JT dropped off too? And,
no, JT was trying to get a floor to Zion, but Zion, I guess he stepped away from the computer.
Oh, okay. All right, who we got on the panel? Somebody just jumped on the panel. Brother E, Sister E.
Apparently.
Oh, okay.
What's good? What's good with you, JJ? What's good?
Hey, how you doing, brother? Introduce yourself and add to the build, or you got something to advertise? Go ahead, brother.
Man, you already know. You know this E-Bond. You heard me. Peace to everybody on the chat. Enjoyed the show earlier. I was at the gig. Man, you had me dying laughing, man. Some of the stuff you was bringing out. I was trying to keep it quiet, but you know it's all good. But you know, hopefully, brothers they get it together though. It's all good.
Right, man. I appreciate you watching and supporting the show. You got your own channel, or where can everybody find you? Do you do discussions or debates?
No. I don't do no social media or none or no channels or nothing, bro. It is what it is. You know, with me, you know, when I get time, when I get off the gig and just, you know, try to get some knowledge or whatever from, you know, brothers in the community or sisters in the community. You heard?
Yeah. I'm glad I helped you get through your work day, man. You know?
Yeah, I had to keep it down though, bro. I had to kind of keep it down though. I had to have it on mute most of the day.
Okay. Yeah. We get a little wild, man. But man, hang out on the panel. But you want to jump in? You know, hey, welcome to the den, brother.
All right, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fall back for a minute.
Okay. Yep. All right. Brother JT, you back? No, there go Malachi. Go ahead, Malachi. Get back into your spiel, Aki.
Well, apparently, you know, look, I don't know, I got forces against me, but look, bottom line is this shows simply for what if some don't want to believe. Now we went into the business aspect. We're going back into our spiritual domain right about now, and this goes down to a lot of things that we've been discussing over the last number of months. You know, since I and Shadar have been welcome into the Lion's Den. Now, again, I'm gonna keep saying over and over, like Proverbs 3 verse 5 says, we supposed to put our trust in God and lean not upon our own understanding. All right, and the bottom line is like, look, what we not gonna. Early on, when you had this Michael Smith dude coming to me, I got cut off, and I'm gonna say this here to anybody out here. I don't mind debating. I don't mind getting down in the trenches if you want to come and question me on anything. But if you know you already have your mind made up, then don't waste your time. Don't waste my time. Okay, if your mind is already made up on an issue, don't have me going to history, science, geography, bibliography, or any other ography if your mind is already made up. That's ridiculous. Just continue to believe what you want to believe, do what you want to do, and I'm going to do what I want to do in the spirit of the Heavenly Father, because again, the prophecy of this Bible coming to pass day in and day out. Okay? You just witnessed a minute ago how if you don't have your I's dotted and T's crossed, and when you put I and T together, you get the word it. It's imperative you know what you're talking about. It's imperative you be ready to prove all things. It's imperative that you have an open mind. It's imperative that if you're going to go and endorse something, you better be able to stand on it like a rock and prove all things and produce your cause, as the Heavenly Father said, or you're going to get yourself hurt. You're going to get roasted. And so it is on all aspects. I'm like earlier today when I was listening to your broadcast, Jeremiah, which is the the Hebrew name, Hebrew pronunciation of Jeremiah. I'm hearing brothers talking about you can't eat meat. Yo, and this is coming from supposed to be Bible believers. Yet in the dietary law in Leviticus 11 chapter, I believe it is, here it is, the Lord outlines fleshly animals that we can eat. Then when it comes to our bodies, we have digestive enzymes that can break down all aspects of meat that are ordained for us to eat, but we have to be aware that eating certain meats, like beef, for instance, it takes about 3 days to break down and process processed beef. So it shouldn't be consumed on an everyday basis. All right, but there's no reason why someone should be teaching that. If you're eating meat, you're out of line and out of order. The New Testament even talks about don't condemn a person on what they choose to eat within the confines of the law. Okay, well, meat is contaminated. Well, many of the vegetables that we're eating are contaminated. Okay, and as a matter of fact, some of the stuff is artificial. You don't even know what you're eating these days, from both ends of the spectrum.
That part is true.
So we got to put.
I ain't saying nothing that's probably true, but that's true what you're saying. Okay.
I mean, if you're not out here growing your own business, growing your own food. I mean, because here it is now. What if you don't want to believe that? That's your business. But more pressing to me is the fact that here it is, the fact that Bill Gates owns almost every aspect of farmland here in America. That's that's more pressing to me these days. What if you don't want to believe that? This is a fact, okay? What if you don't want to believe the fact that here much of the food from livestock to produce is being grown outside the United States because much of the soil in this society is depleted. What if you don't want to believe that? So this is what we do here at the Lion's Den. We go and do our research. We do our fact finding, and we bring it here based upon what the biblical prophecy said it was going to come to this. What if you don't want to believe? That's your business. Okay? What if you don't want to believe that we're the children of Israel? That's your business. But the bottom line is every aspect of the Bible is coming to pass on an everyday basis. See, maybe Mr. Lewis should have been more considerate about the fact that he said that, well, when he was coming up, everybody just want to talk about Christ and whatever. Well, maybe you should put the Lord first in all your business ventures, and maybe you won't come up in here making an ass of yourself, not knowing what you're talking about. See, you got to be careful what you say out your face. Every idle word that you say, the Lord gonna hold you accountable. Christ gonna hold you accountable. What if you don't want to believe it? Well, that's your business, but it's happening every day. And what we need to be bracing for out here right now, right here on the shores of America, is a full-scale all-out race war and civil war that's about to break. Are you paying attention?
Hey, hold up, bro. I can't be promoting those race wars on here, man.
No. It's not about. We're not promoting anything.
You said it's about to be one. Okay.
No, I would never. Hold up.
You gotta watch. I'm just saying you gotta watch some key words you say, man.
Yeah, now hold on. Now, come on. Now you know full well that I'm fully aware of the Federal Communications Commission, the FCC,
right. You be the main one saying it. So yeah.
And there'd be no way in the world There'd be no one in the world that I would sit up here and promote or provoke or instigate anything when we and get you or anyone in here arrested. No. We're not gonna do that. I'm gonna repeat it again though.
Yeah, repeat it
Out
again.
here, there are forces out here right now. There are elements out here that a race war and civil war are about to break out here. And this is not something that I'm creating. This is not an atmosphere that anyone on this panel is making. But there are elements and things happening that are brewing. And here we are as responsible liberated moderators, we're talking about it. We really need to buckle down and start really getting things done on our own. Like I said, I'm not going to stop talking about the fact that 75,000 of our damn women are missing. Our children are being snatched off the streets. What are we doing about it? I know everybody talking about the doom and gloom. Yeah, I'm talking about reality. Because we are not progressing, man, until we can conquer these things, man. You want to live in your little plastic bubble? You want to live in your little vortex, cortex, or whatever you want, whatever text you want to live in, man, that's your business. But I'm living in reality, okay? And as a man, I got a problem with the fact, again, that also, how many of you are paying attention on all these social media sites that are now demonizing our black women, man? I got a problem with that. I have a problem with the fact that here it is, you got brothers on most of these social media sites saying, get your passport and look for a wife overseas, that the black woman is the most undesirable woman on yo. This is not supposed to be happening. We have to look at look at where all these anti-black, anti-Israelite, anti-whatever is coming from. You want some accountability? Let's deal with this head on. See, that's what I'm talking about. This is so what if you don't want to believe it though? Then that's your business. Because there are a lot of you out there, man, yo, among us, man, a lot of y'all, you don't want to take the accountability and pick up the banner of responsibility to solve the problems. Okay? And before you jump on, well, isn't it what your God said? No, yeah, the curses are a curse is only put down when you make the wrong choice and don't take up the banner of responsibility to solve the issue. So this is what we all about now. This is what I'm talking about. This is what Yeshaya and I, along with the Lion's Den as a whole, are talking about now. Responsibility, accountability, and getting on the good foot. Because there's a lot of all these aforementioned things are happening, and we need to put the kibosh on this. And if you want to live in a bubble, you knock yourself out. You don't want to believe, then knock yourself out. Because you know what? The pharaohs of ancient Egypt didn't believe. When Moses said, thus said the Lord, let my people go. They didn't believe until the Lord sent the destroyer, sent one of his many death angels to come in and render.
Hey, was that a man?
No, that wasn't no man. No, it wasn't a man.
No, that was a man bringing some candy to the Egyptians.
All right. They didn't believe. The people of Babylon didn't believe. Rome, they didn't believe. All the empires that stood and thus said the Lord, when the prophets gave their judgment, they didn't want to believe. They chose not to believe. But their unbelief didn't make the effect of the Lord. It didn't stop their empire and everything that they knew being destroyed. And now Mystery Babylon, America, and all of its allies, all of its, we are seeing the effects of the Lord systematically going down. And see, this is how he operates. He does it where he wants you to know it's him. So for all you out there, look, Like Christ said, my sheep hear my voice. And this is who the lion's den is
And
appealing
Mr.
to.
Michael Smith, you ain't a sheep.
Say that again, man.
Mr. Michael Smith, you ain't a sheep. That's why you making all these false accusations. Let me tell you something. Listen clearly. If you ain't got no solutions on how the kingdom of Israel gonna be restored back, then don't come on here. All right? And I'm gonna say this too. You know why I got in your ass? Because you criticized this brother here. I know this brother for 30 years, man. I ain't gonna let nobody disrespect him. I ain't gonna let nobody disrespect Jay or Karima or Zion or anybody on here, man. You come on here with respect or your black ass ain't coming on here no more. You hear me?
Peace, JT.
That's how we gonna roll with this. See, I was being silent, man, and I was outside because I was coming from the doctor. All right, but when I heard you come on here like you gonna take over, nigga, you must be out your mind, nigga. I came up with the title for this show. All right? Even though some things went left, but they needed to be addressed, they addressed now. All right? But we talking about what if somebody don't believe that the Messiah is coming back or Christ exists or this or that or this or that. Well, listen, we dealing with reality, which a lot of our people don't do. And see, the problem with our people is sometimes you talk when your black ass should listen. See, the scriptures is for you of reproof, understanding, knowledge, wisdom. You're supposed to listen to what they say. Now we living in prophetic times now. What's going to drop on the planet? All right? And all these prophecies the Lord's talking about is going to happen. They're not going to happen when I want them to or anybody on here. They're going to happen when he want them to. And they're going to happen. These kingdoms that you see, every one of them is going to be destroyed. Okay? Egypt was once a great power, but they are no more. The land of Egypt is there, but the power of Egypt is gone. Ethiopia, ancient Babylon, is gone, but the land that is known of Babylon, which is Ethiopia, is still there, but it's not a power in this world no more. If you don't believe in the power of these scriptures and the prophecy of these scriptures, then don't come on here no more. We are not kicking the Most High to the curb, but he chose somebody to do his will. You dig? Whether you believe it or not. And I'm going to keep it a buck. When this man do return and he leave all you unbelieving niggas here, he going to say, I don't know you. And put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah, because you know what? We tired of all the super Israelites. We tired of all the naysayers and gainsayers and everything else. And here it is now. When we come with the evidence, you still try to find and punch holes and nick and pick and everything else, man. But no matter what
Super
you say,
bros.
Yeah, you super Israelites. Exactly. That particular tribe, the 14, you got the 13th tribe. Now you got the 14 tribe, the super Israelites. Yo, I'm sick of all y'all, man. For
no,
real.
they got they the tribe of don't know a damn thing.
No, but hold on. But you know, Yeshua, I gotta ask, bruh, is Christ in Mississippi?
You telling me the Messiah got killed in Mississippi? Then why all the white folks are still there, nigga?
I'm just asking a question, baby. Cause I'm like, somebody keep coming up in here talking about he is the I am and he and
But hold up, Mally. Let me say something.
Bruh, go.
Is Mississippi in America one of the 50 states in America? Yes.
Last I looked geographically.
Okay,
yeah.
then didn't the Messiah say he gonna destroy all of Babylon? Now Babylon, which is described in the Bible as America by prophecy, that means he gonna blow Mississippi ass off the map too.
Look,
nigga, stupid, man.
I'm just asking a question because you know what, man? Like I said, man, unfortunately, one of the aspects that we need to really start exploring is Black mental illness, bro. For real. Mental illness, there are a lot of very unhealthy, mentally destroyed of our people that need to be really muzzled. The book of Jude speaks about brute beasts and wild, untamable, big mouth people out here saying things they ought not to say.
But OTs don't know nothing about that because they don't read past the book of Zechariah.
Well, hold up, man. We got New Testament people talking, supposed to be New Testament talking out the side of their neck, man. Yo, like I said, I don't, yo, it's mind-boggling. It really is. Okay? But the bottom line, look, whether you believe it or not, that's your business. It don't matter now. Because now everything is coming to the light. As the scriptures told us, what is done in darkness is now gonna come to the light. Everything is coming to the light, non-stop. This is why a great many of you tune into the Lion's Den. No matter, even if you are a critic, even though you might come in, you want to be a troll, gremlin, whatever. But yet, in your spirit, you know the Lion's Den is where it's at, because why? You have the truth, unadulterated, being taught and shown and produced here. Okay? In debate, whether it be in debate or discussion. This is why you tune in here. And for all you, like I said, all you naysayers, where your vehicle at? Who listening to you? Huh?
Got chime in quick point.
Go ahead, Yeshaya.
Just take a look at this man up on the top of your screen, Zion. Now, this man went from being an atheist to believing in the whole Bible and the salvation of our people through the Mashiach. Now, if this man here could come back from that far and come here to this point now, then there's hope for our people. This man totally walked away from the Lord. And some of us feel that way on this panel sometimes because of what we're going through. But if this man could come back from not believing in God, there is hope for our people. Go ahead, Zion. Hit it.
Khan, shalom, family. You know what I'm saying? You know who it is. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I grew up in the church, you know what I'm saying, believing in the Most High. Later on in my teen years, you know what I'm saying, I grabbed hold of you know, Rastafari and Israelite culture. And then, you know, I fell from grace. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us fall from grace every day. Some people just don't admit it. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't admit it. They act like they believe in God, but they really don't, you know what I'm saying, believe in the power of the Most High. And so they worse than atheists. You know what I'm saying? Because they lying to themselves and lying to everybody else because they really don't believe in the powers, you know. But the Most High showed his face, you know what I'm saying, and blessed me. And ever since I've been getting blessed, you know. I had some bumps in the road, trials and tribulations. However, you know what I mean, the Most High continues to show his face and bless me with a beautiful family, my children, you know what I'm saying, my wife, you know what I'm saying, who's on her way. And you know, one of the things too, y'all was bringing up the Mississippi brother. Is that brother in here?
Nah, he ain't in there.
Okay. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of cats, and you know the scriptures talk about that in this day there will be many who come in my name, claiming to be Christ. And then it also says later on in that same chapter that there will be many false prophets in this time. And these are all signs of the time. You know what I'm saying? This is all fulfillment of prophecy. You can turn it down a little bit, son. All fulfillment of prophecy. All of this shows you at the very least that God's word does not come up void. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, you got cats out here trying to make Mississippi Israel so that they can control the narrative and place themselves on the seat of God, calling themselves God. Second 2 Thessalonians. You already know. You got
Zion. When you're done, I got something to say quick. Go ahead. You continue.
Yeah, I'm almost done. There's another dude, Jesus. Karima, I found a whole nother fake Messiah, yo. It's smushing time. I'm telling you, I'm gonna bring Christ Mikael, Yaju Judah, that dude Yosef, the other dude Ataheni, and Jesus Buddha Muhammad. This dude's name is Jesus Buddha Muhammad, and then you got Mississippi Jesus. So we got to do a whole show on this, on the false Messiah.
Check this out. Can I say something quick?
I'm going to do a whole PowerPoint. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Mississippi Jesus, if your prophecy don't come to pass by October 2nd, we going to tear you a new ass.
Okay, what are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying, man. Yeah, we're gonna smush some heads, you know what I'm saying? And then I got the lady smusher coming, you know what I'm saying? My wife, you know what I'm saying? We gonna get her sword sharpened, you know what I'm saying? So she's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? She's got the word in her. She's very well versed in the word.
There go Mississippi.
You know what I'm saying?
So here comes before this brother go, shalom to the panel. Shalom to the family.
That's all I talk about is me, Mississippi.
Hold on 1 second, bro. 1 second, Mississippi.
Hold on. That ain't Mississippi. That's Zion. Yeah, let your sure go. Let your sure go.
I thought that was Mississippi.
Yeah, hold on 1 second, man.
Mississippi right here.
All right, so look, I want to say something to my Old Testament family, because they like to say they like to speak on the fact that when we were in captivity we didn't have no priest. Well, when you go to Jeremiah 25:6, the person or the tribe that was ordained to minister to, speak to, teach was Levi. So that means that the prophecies, the messages, the visions would come through Levi, right? Not specific visions for specific individuals, but visions for the entire nation, right? It's coming through Levi. So Jeremiah, Ezekiel, for those who don't know, right? Those who just want to reject what our actual heritage and ancestry is, right? And all that it comes with. Because you cannot dismiss our priests in captivity. They were amongst all tribes. So how can you dismiss them? You say, oh, we didn't have a priest. Oh, we wasn't doing this. Yeah, we didn't have a temple in our captivity. So no, we wasn't doing a lot of certain things. But trust me, the Most High was speaking through them. Why you think we got the prophecies? So understand who the prophets are, family. Because it seemed like y'all lacking. And it seemed like y'all willingly lacking understanding. And again, when you see him face to face, trust me, it ain't gonna be a good sight if you don't fix it, fam. Humble yourself and fix it, because he not playing with none of us. Are you?
Hey, now I want to address though. Now the dude that were talking real loud saying you gonna tell who a new ass on what day you say, bro? Cause he like me, when I get on here, I just talk, bro. I'm not talking about one of them.
This Mississippi.
Yeah, that's Mississippi. Now when I get on here, man, I'm not here to question nobody. None of that. Let's get that understood. I'm not questioning nobody. I speak my mind. And there's a number of people on here to be talking about when I be saying about Mississippi. Man, you same people were the same people that rode with that 12 tribe truck for a while. I got eyewitnesses. It's too many other people know what I know. And on the strength of JJ, he heard me on another, I think it was on Brother Garfield. And he said, bro, come over to the line, dude. That's the only reason why I come here. I didn't come to be ministered to. I come to minister to many.
Well, a question I might ask you is, who the hell are you, nigga? Who you claim to be?
I am Tyrone.
And who else you claim to be, nigga?
Ain't who I
Who
claim
you
to
is,
be,
nigga?
nigga. We ain't gotta talk to each
You
other like
claim
that, bro.
that
Just speak your mind.
in
Cause
the month of October, all these prophecies and shit gonna happen. They're gonna be a major flood and shit. You act
bro,
like
you
the
done
Father
seen
talking
floods in
directly
every
to your
state
black
just
ass.
about.
Nigga, shut up. You don't know nothing, nigga.
Nigga, man, listen,
You
bro.
ain't no
Talk to your
goddamn
child
prophet.
like that,
Nigga,
man. Talk to your
shut
child
up.
like that, man. You talking to a grown man, bro.
Well,
I
nigga,
didn't
you
come at you
talking to
like
a
that.
grown
You
man.
wouldn't
Nigga,
talk
I'm
to me like
older
that
than
when
your
we
black
around each
ass,
other,
nigga.
nigga.
How old are you? I'm 55,
I'm
nigga. How old are
49
you?
years old, man. I
So,
got
nigga, I'm older
grandkids,
than
bro.
your ass,
But
nigga.
talk to me like a man or shut the
Hold on.
fuck up, boy. What the fuck you think you talking
Get this
to?
nigga off here.
Jesus. Hold on, Jonathan. Yeah. Yo, why y'all never see this nigga face? Didn't the scripture say we would see him? That all eyes would see this nigga hiding behind the screen?
That's what I'm saying. This nigga too damn ugly.
Fuck wrong with this nigga? Smoking too much of that Mississippi corn, huh?
Yeah, you gotta present some evidence. Okay? You can't just come on here and just be talking shit.
I just say what I say. I ain't coming here to question nobody.
See, first of all,
Yo, Zion, catch yourself. Didn't the nigga said some shit was gonna drop in October?
Zion, your point. See how the spirit work. Your point was just proven. Yeshayah, your point is proven. Hence this show. For what if some don't want to believe? If you both be crying, you both be delivering us, not just talking out the side of your behind. When Christ came, when we're told that when Christ coming back, he coming with a 1 million-man army plus ready to render this society as we know it to oblivion. People, you and all the other claimants. We had one dude talking about he was the comforter for a number of years. Yeah, he the comforter, all right. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. I'm sick of all these super Israelites.
No,
Y'all the
super
problem
fools,
too.
bro. Super fools.
Well, that too.
No, we check this out.
You know the
Go
example that he just said. If you go to Ezekiel 13, 1 through 9, that's what you're hearing. That's what you're seeing. Because he ain't sent. He ain't sent because trust me, he got a spirit like mine, like yours, a fiery spirit where we get outside of ourselves and start talking reckless to each other. Most High ain't about to talk reckless to none of us, man. It is what it is when he say it. He ain't about to argue with none of us. He ain't about to raise his tone. How he say it is how he say it, and what he say is what he mean. And trust me, it's gonna happen. So, like all you niggas out here that's running y'all mouth about who y'all think y'all are, man, y'all better humble yourself, man. Cause I don't know if y'all think it's a game or not, but he ain't playing. Just like we breathe. Every day that we take a breath, that we allowed to take one, he ain't playing with us.
And I want to say something quick. And this is why we ain't got no time to be playing with no damn Forrest Gump niggas like you. This ain't no game no more, man. We are in the last days of this captivity. And you niggas is still bringing drama to the table. What's wrong with you? If you would stick to what the books say to do, everything gonna go smooth. But once you niggas put your own ignorant ass, no brain ass mind up in the mix, this is when every damn thing go left. Now you gonna, huh?
Said no brain. No, I was laughing at what you said. No brain ass mind.
What? Come on, dude. No, Jay. You know for a fact this cat said that some major shit was gonna drop in the month of October. Nigga, we giving you the October 2nd, which is 2 weeks from Monday. If it don't nothing don't happen, nigga, we gonna blast your ass. You gonna get blasted.
Nah, man, we giving them to September 30th.
All right,
at midnight.
Midnight.
We doing
So
the
that's
show.
2 weeks. That's 2 weeks.
Hey, it better be on the goddamn news. I want to see floods, everything.
That's what I want.
Like you said, your prophecy coming true. Hey, but I got some sad news.
But he didn't say he was coming back with fire, bro.
I got some sad
he didn't say
news.
he was coming back with water. He said he was coming back with fire.
Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, I got some sad news. They just lost the elder from the house of David. I just seen Jeremiah on the Source Debate League.
Who is it though?
I don't know. I can't pronounce his name. So
House of David.
Yeah, House of
Me
David.
and Malachi know who would probably know. I'm assuming.
Yeah. So let's give the brother a moment of silence. All right, man. Hey, condolences to the House of David.
But what does his name sound like?
One of them
Is he one of the leaders of the school?
Rakakai. Oh man. I'll be right back.
Barack? Is it named Barack?
Man, don't let me the line.
I don't know. I'll find out.
Yeah, I figure find out real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Well, if he talking House of David, it can only be 4 cats that I know of that run the school. It's either Michael Alaba, Barack, Ash, or Bunyumyum, one of the 4. Probably might most likely be one of them, maybe. I don't know. I'm not speaking. Sick. But yeah, what we saying on here is what we dropping truth. And this ain't the kiddie room in here, man. It's the lion's den, man. Okay. And Baby Hebrew, I'm gonna make up a new name for you because you came with some flames tonight, my dude.
Well, bottom line is, look, man. My name is Malachi, messenger of Yahweh. Okay, but again, I take on Baby Hebrew. You know, that was the name son that gave me, but you know, like I said, it has a dual meaning to it. Okay, but the bottom line is, look, yeah, I'm coming with flame. I'm sick of it, man. I don't know about any of y'all, but I'm tired of waking up here time and time again, and the main impediment to our freedom is our own people. Enough is enough. Now, some of y'all might feel some way about the word nigger being used. Well, look up the word niggered and look at the definition, and it applies. It don't make no sense on a scientific level to see among us in 2022 the ridiculousness that is found among us.
And men like that dude there is dangerous.
Extremely dangerous. Okay? Because my whole issue is, see, if you're going to prove all things, you got to prove. Okay? If you ain't healing the sick, right? Our people are sick, man. We need a savior right now.
My question to him is, if he's
hold on, I'm sorry, Yeshua.
No, go ahead.
Look, when Christ was here on the scene, he healed the sick, raised the dead. He made the blind to see. Huh? If you so much the Messiah and you came to minister, why don't you go before the United Nations in D.C., Washington, D.C., and say, let my people
United Nations is in New York, my brother.
No, I know. I'm also mentioning Washington, D.C. as well. But then, you know, we know that the United Nations, the UN, is where all the world court. So why don't you pull a Joshua and Jericho and go before the world court and demand that we be let go? Since you so much the promise and you and the promised land in Mississippi, I'm missing more like Mississippi, man. Get out of my face. I'm sick of all these super fools, super Israelites, whatever. Everybody coming with the esoterical metaphor. Shut up, man. Seriously.
And I'm gonna jump in on this, man. Listen, if you the Messiah like this clown claim you are, then why the hell are our enemies still ruling over us, man? Don't you have the power resonating from the Most High to destroy all the armies of the earth, all governments, all rulership and power? You just a nigga with a big mouth. And I bet you, nigga, if the cops pulled your ass over, you be ready to run, nigga, because you be scared they're gonna put a bullet in your ass.
See, the word of the Heavenly Father is like a two-edged sword, ready to cut asunder all lies, hypocrites. See, we come in here in the spirit of 2 Corinthians 10, verse 4. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of all strongholds of lies and subterfuge and garbage.
Can I say something?
Enough is enough, man. We seeing the God of Israel will happening all over the place. I don't see the God of nobody, all these fake gods not doing jack. Yeah, go ahead, Yeshua, though. It's on you.
The scripture, just like what you said, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. That's true. But the minds of our people are carnal, like you, that come on this platform. You selling us that you a representation of God on this earth, that God anointed you. Well, nigga, why you ain't getting nothing done? Explain that to me, nigga. You ain't getting nothing done. Our people still suffering worldwide in America and for the four corners of the earth. And what you gonna do about it, nigga? What you gonna do? But talk.
Yeah, you know why we triggered? I'm gonna tell you why we triggered. Because for 17 years we had several clods come out of our sect. Most notably, this fool named Tyler Dakia, or Tyler Crocia, what we call
Tyler Dracula.
Talking about he was the God-sent comforter. You nothing but a God-sent tyrant that wreaked havoc. So we sick and tired of all these pseudo fools out here, and everybody coming up in here with all this grandiose titles and beliefs in themselves, and ain't producing jack. The time has come. You shut what they call all kinds of the freak up, man. I'm sick of all, and I'm talking to certain people too. And if you think he talking about me, yeah, I'm talking to you. You know I'm talking about you. Because like I said, the God of Israel's will is happening every day. Every day. And see, when we come here and I'm putting out these facts that I'm putting out, we challenge you. Go behind what we're saying and check it out for yourself. Because enough is enough. Some fool come up and talking about he gonna call me out. Make what you calling me out on? I ain't write the Bible. I ain't create the situation. All I am is one of the many reporters and prognosticators of the Lord's will and his intent. Why don't you go call out this mark of the beast that's being pushed on our people? Why don't you go call out those who are doing these things, all these shadowy organizations? Why don't you go call out what's going on in Jamaica, all throughout St. Lucia, the Bahamas, where you have people taking over who ain't even part of the land, taking all over the real estate, and the corrupt leaders in those places selling it to them dirt cheap.
Let's talk about all the people that's robbing the promised land.
Come
on. Of all its mineral riches.
Come on.
Richard. Why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, go call that out.
Talk about all these black children that's getting snooped up and black women getting kidnapped. Talk about that. You don't know nothing, and the Father ain't working with your ass, man. And I think you related to Will Smith because both you niggas is dumb as hell.
Oh, why you gotta slap him like that, bro?
The nigga needs to be slapped.
But you know what? It need to be said, man. Seriously. Okay? Here we just witnessed about an hour ago, or just a few minutes ago, someone coming up in here talking about he a rabbi. First of all, I had a problem with the name, because doesn't the scripture say about don't call no man rabbi or father on the earth?
Matthew 23.
Am I missing something here? Then what happened? The Spirit, oh my goodness, man. Anyway, what if you don't want to believe? See, when you come here, see now the baby is now rattling. Okay? Now
No, the baby's grown up now.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Yeshua. That's even better. Word up. Yeah, my voice. You can talk about my voice all you want, but I
You went
get you.
from babyhood to manhood
But you
overnight.
can hear me. You know, you can talk about my voice. Some of y'all snapping on my voice. There you go. But you can say what you want. But you hear me though, right? The Lord hear me, and those who know what time it is, you hear what I'm saying. You can snap on my voice all you want, but where you at on solving the problems? Okay, where you at with your macho masculine voice? Where you at? This is what I'm sick and tired of. Some of y'all coming in here want to complain about Jay and how he come. Yo, at least he got a show. He got a show, and you don't. Some of y'all, and for some of you brothers out there that want to troll and feel some way about Karima, if you can't deal with her alpha feminine spirit, hear what you need to do. Take your little tender nut ass on. Bye. Bye. Like I said, man, get off your macho pedestal and understand how this spirit works. You better go read the Bible about the great women of Israel that put it down. Judith, Susanna,
Esther.
Deborah, Esther, and the list goes on, man. And they didn't play. They stood on faith and they went roll. And when it was time to roll, some of them rolled. Which was the one that cut off the king's head and then put it on a stake to inspire the men of Israel? Yo, you better read.
I think that's Judith or Deborah.
Yeah, so bottom line, if you can't handle the alpha feminine spirit that's in here, why don't you just leave? You ain't gotta be here. Okay? Straight up. I'm sick and here it is. Some of y'all always complaining about Fox News and all these other so-called major channels. And then when you get someone among the people, from your people who take the responsibility, the time out to come here and make your meeting for you, you want to come here and criticize. But you ain't doing nothing. Not jack. This is why. So what if you don't want to believe? You can continue not believing, okay? Because I'm tired of it, man. And you know what? This is another reason why we going so hard now. Now it's all about like the Lord said, try the spirit by the spirit. Everything we say, we can back it up with the Bible. And why? Because the prophecies in the Bible are coming to pass. And now, where I might not be strong in my history game and geography game, there are others who come in here who are strong in that and make it happen. If I'm not strong in the area of the bibliography or etymology, archaeology, there's someone who is. Okay, when my voice box was put in backwards, you got others in here whose voices who can later bark. But
like
sometimes
me.
sometimes you need the smooth operator. You need, for some of y'all out there, y'all need the more smooth and hushed type of voice to keep some of y'all from getting scared. Because some of the lions and lionesses in here be having y'all petrified. So maybe you need the laid back lion to come. But as you can see, I got to wear countdown.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Go.
Christ is coming as a lion king. He coming to roar, man. He ain't coming to play. He ain't coming back with a box of candy and pass out some Snickers bars and Milky Ways to anybody. This man coming for war, blood. And this is why we ain't on here to play. This ain't no joke no more, man. We ain't here to tell you jokes. I'm not Martin Lawrence or Kevin Hartless or Cat Williams. This ain't no joke no more, man. Either we gonna take this seriously or some of us gonna perish. And that ain't no threat. That's facts. Deal with that.
And yeah, and so, this is how we gonna do this here, right? we're gonna continue to march on, press on, and in the spirit, and as I quote always Ezekiel, the 2nd chapter. Whether you hear or whether you forbear, all you out there in Lion's Den land, you will know that prophets have and prophetesses have been among you. You're gonna know. You'll know, as Christ said, you'll know a tree by the fruit it produces. All right? And see, here in the Lion's Den, we roll as a pride. That's how lions roll, in a pride. And we don't roll in demonic pride. We roll in godly pride. If I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. If Yeshua know he is proven wrong on the issue, we'll say we're wrong. But when we right, Zion and all other voices, when we're right,
we're gonna stick to it.
We're gonna stick to it, and we're gonna bring heat.
And let me jump in quick.
Go.
The reason why I'm coming the way I'm coming, and I'm telling Mississippi fool, I'm gonna call you fool because that's what you is. You playing with fire, man, and the fire is the Most High. Don't you play around, kid. We don't know people that claim to be the savior, and they ass is no longer here. Now I'm warning your ass right now, and I'm not playing with you. If you don't straighten your act up, we gonna be hearing about your ass not being here no more. I guarantee that. Okay? You gotta stop playing around, bro. All right? This ain't no damn game, man. What's wrong with you, nigga? Coming up in here claiming that you the Messiah and Mississippi is Israel. Nigga, are you a fool? Do you know the history of Mississippi, nigga? And you live in the land, in that part of the country. How the hell a fool gonna say? And this nigga said on here one time, everybody that came out of Mississippi is an Israelite. He's saying every other black man and woman in America that ain't in Mississippi ain't Israel. This is what this fool said on here. Okay? I'm gonna tell your ass, and I'm gonna tell you again, if you don't cool it and you don't stop, the very God that we all talking about on this platform gonna turn your ass into powder. You're gonna be Puff the Magic Dragon.
And we doing our job in the spirit of Ezekiel 3:17 as watchmen and as a watchwoman with Karima as well. Yo, look, check this out. I don't want nobody blood on my hands. So we're taking up our banner of responsibility, and we see things that are coming. And our job as watchmen is to give you fair warning. Now, there's some of you out there, well, did they go with the doom and gloom? Let's shut up. It's not no doom and gloom. It's reality. It's a time for all things. It's a time to party. It's a time for what? War. What time we living in? You want to party and BS, okay?
Yeah. Biggie Small wanted to party and BS, and look where he at now.
Meanwhile, hold on. Meanwhile, every other nation is getting ready. See, we're not paying attention. There's a time for peace, a time for war, a time for love, and a time for hate. And the list goes on and on. What time are we living in? Well, time for me to go.
I want to say something, man. To any of our people that's from the island of Jamaica, none of you should be mourning the death of the serpent. Okay? Don't mourn that woman. Okay? Because they're going to have a 12-day memorial for this woman in the island of Jamaica. What the hell did that woman ever do for that land? But rob it. Slave you over there. How the hell you going to mourn your natural born enemy? That's my question to y'all that's over in the island of Jamaica, our people over there. It's high time y'all wake up. Yashar or Zion, anyone y'all got something? What's this arc here? E-Bond, you got something?
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a little indisposed.
No problem. Yashar, you got something? You there? E-Bond, you there? Yeah, I'm gonna say something. I understand why Baby Hebrew got wild up the way he did. Because we tired of the BS of our people playing games with our people's minds, man. We tired of that. We ain't got no time for no BS no more, man. And the Lord ain't got no time for no BS no more, man. Okay? This is a time that we got to get it correct, get it right, and get on board. Or some of us ain't gonna make it, man. There ain't no time to be playing with the word no more, man. Okay? By you not obeying what this book told you to do, this is why we are where we are now. You understand? If our forefathers would have took heed to everything the Father said to do, we wouldn't be suffering now as a people. But since they wanted to do their own thing, they brought this punishment upon us all. And we supposed to be learning from it, man. And a lot of our people, you got simple niggas that come on here. I'm going to call him what he is. Simple niggas that come on here claiming he the Messiah. And the nigga couldn't even save a cat from a tree. Okay? It's time this bull BS be shut down permanently. And that's what's going to happen. Because I'm not going to do it. But I know who will. Anybody got something to say? Yeah, Judah, if you listening, man, you can come on, man. Karima, drop the link, please, if you can. Thank you. But yeah, like we was saying, man, look, we ain't got no time to be driving around no more, man. Okay? That's why this title is what it is, but some don't believe. We as a people, we fighting each other. We arguing about things that we got no power over. Okay? And any nigga saying that we doom and gloom. No, nigga. We dealing with the reality of the world that you don't deal with, man. That's what we dealing with. And yes, we need somebody to deliver us from this captivity. Okay? Because ain't none of us on this panel got the power of the Most High to overthrow all our enemies throughout the world. We ain't got no power to do nothing. All right? Only thing we got the power to do is to teach the truth. Speak the truth. That's what we got the power to do. And that's what we on this planet on doing. And we ain't gonna tolerate no dumbasses coming on here no more. All right? If you're gonna come on here, you're gonna speak right, you're gonna teach right, or you getting off. Because we ain't playing no more, man.
Right. And we
That's what I'm saying. Go ahead, Kareem.
And we cuss over here, and you don't like it, so what? You going back and forth with mans in this audience, then you got the audacity to get mad when I check somebody. Are you serious? Go check your man. Go check on your man. Don't be worried about what I'm doing on this panel, homegirl, before I check you. Yeah. Running your dick suckers. Worried about what I'm doing.
And I'm gonna say that. Oh, Judah, go ahead, bro. I'm gonna let you get it in. Go ahead. You got something?
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you, brother.
Hold
And,
on, hold on. And Lex, we don't take advice from a chain smoker. You smoke so hard on fucking line talking shit. Want to give somebody advice talking about drink water. No, stop smoking fucking cigarettes, Dr. fucking Lex.
yeah, thank you, sister.
Yeah, good, Judah.
Thank you. Great show, you guys. Hey, yo, what you guys are saying, listen, man, I feel the exact same way you guys are saying. It's like there's some stuff just going on, and our people are lollygagging and fooling around. And then I just wanted to say too, like, you know, they see Lions Den's picking up because it was really huge on Facebook. Now it's picking up on YouTube too. So there were certain people that were on other debate platforms with the foolishness in the chat, and you know, they're bringing it over here, and it's like, you know, it's like they're trying to destroy or make it, like, you know, bring the folly, you know, the Mississippi. I mean, if the brother really believes Mississippi is Israel, okay, fine. Is he going to get in the ring, or is he going to prove it? Or is he just going to spam up the chat? You get all these. It's just, come on, man. Like, what? I'm sorry. That's all I wanted to say. Great show, you guys. You know what I'm saying. Rest in peace to the elder that passed from House of David. You know what I'm saying. Great show, you guys. And I feel the same way you guys do, man.
Okay, Tyrone. This is to Tyrone McNeese. Yuckity yuck. You want to talk about? Yeshai did come from the doctor. But see, when you go to the Bible, the book of the Apocrypha, the Bible, and read Ecclesiasticus, the 38th chapter, it tells us to give honor to the physician. Give honor to those who are in the medical field, because their hands and everything they do is ordained by God. To you, Vortex, you want to talk about that the Most High, the God of Israel, is like the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain? Yo, I'm going to say this to some of y'all. Your mouths, your sentiments are woefully reckless. Okay? See, you don't, okay, let's say he's the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain. You don't want him to come from behind the curtain, because unlike the Wizard of Oz, he ain't no charlatan. He's not no fake. And throughout the centuries, he's been breaking his raw foot in a whole lot of people's big mouths and their narrow behinds. See, some of y'all coming up in here, you talking real reckless, bro. But we speaking, Yeshai and others, we speaking from eyewitness. I've seen a lot of people say some things, and later on down the line, they get visited by the Lord, and they're mouthed, and everything about them is shut down forever. Okay?
Lex, you don't want the Lord to perform a magic trick on you, because you will disappear.
So Tyrone McNeese, you can, he went to the doctor, and now the doctor did what he was supposed to do for him in the spirit of the Heavenly Father. See, it's a good thing to have medical insurance. It's good when the Lord blesses you with good health. And if he has ministers out here who specialize in fields of medicine, we're supposed to utilize them. Since we don't have the healing touch at this moment, and unfortunately with all these different things that are out here in the atmosphere, these frail bodies are subject to being sick. So what are you saying? Yuckity yuck. This is what I'm talking about, man.
Let me know when I can speak.
I yield.
Yeah, the Mississippi simp. Why you don't have the power to bring our people together? Why you don't have the power to squash all the beef that we got as a people? Why you don't have that power? You come on here and you talk, but really nobody ain't listening to you, man. I'm gonna tell you like it is. When people listen to you speak, they laugh at your ass, because you a comedian to me. Okay? And you ain't even getting paid for it. Okay?
Hold up. Hold up. Yeshaya, you gotta let me see. Every
Go
time
ahead.
you
Go
speak,
ahead. Go
every
ahead.
time you speak, the spirit of the Lord is always flowing. Yo, you're right. He ain't the only one. Yeah, he does sound like a comedian. You know, a lot of y'all, when y'all come in here, you want to talk about us, but some of y'all sound like Oswald Bates. Now, how many of y'all go back to the days of In Living Color? Remember that character that Damon
Oh,
Wayans?
yeah.
Hold on, you ready? You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
You see, brother, the transmordial of the epiglottis, if the of the gluteus maximus, if you will, is imperative to understand that Mississippi, MISS, is the land of Israel, or you can live in a vortex and be entertained and blinded by your arrogance and the epidural of your verbal diarrhea that you don't know what the fuck you talking about, man. How about that? I don't mean to get colorful. I don't mean to get colorful, but enough is enough, yo. You right.
Who do that sound like, my brother?
Oswald Bates, man. Word up. I yield.
Oh, it sounds like two Negroes that come on here. Darth Lex and Mississippi Simp. It sounds just like both of y'all, man. Maybe you Negroes is twins. You coming on here with the BS. Lex, I'm gonna tell you like it is, bro. You ain't got no solutions to solving nothing, bro. You feel me? You ain't got no solution to solving nothing.
Okay, you know what? Okay, I I lost it, and I'll apologize. But yo, all this heckle and Jekyll crap, man, is just getting It shouldn't get the better of me, but it does. Cause I could see if y'all had salute. Okay, the gods you believe in, what the hell they doing? All right, huh? What is your dark side and whatever else you got going on doing, man? That's the problem now. Living in the darkness, coming to the light. See, at least with our God, He give us the spectrum of solution, and we are calling for action, huh? But we can't do it by ourselves. Unfortunately, I'm not the one. I'm not sitting on 20 bands or better to be able to do the thing that they need to get done, huh? But at least I'm making a gallant effort along with others, sacrificing their time and their energy, huh? And I can tell that the Lions Den is where it's at because look at our numbers versus some of y'all. I done went to some of y'all vehicles. You lucky if you get past 300. So what is you saying? Like EPMD said, what you saying? Huh? The numbers here, 8, 9, almost 1,000. What you saying? With your measly 200? Huh? Huh? Yeah. You ain't laughing now, right? Ishada, it's been about 3 hours. I guess we can now make it our business to make the exit, don't you think?
Yeah, I say so.
So, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, all my Israelites practicing and non-practicing, you have now been thoroughly informed. Once again, here in the Lion's Den, you have the Chief Executive Officer of Operations, Jeremiah Judah, 7,000, making it happen. The Lioness and the First Lady of Operations here on the Lion's Den, Karima, and the Camp Killers, Baby Hebrew, Malachiah, and the man who talks raw, Yeshaya Dah. Coming in the spirit of Ezekiel 3:17, we have Brother Zion, who has lent his statesmanship. Judah Nazareth came through, lending the weight of his statesmanship. I want to thank the Jedi. Oh my God, yo, the Jedi and Zion for bringing heat and revealing. Wow, just revealing. And this is what we do here in the Lions Den, the Debate League. And this show is not for the faint of heart. This show is not for pigs and skunks and scallywags. Okay? This show is for lions and lionesses who walk in pride and understand the importance of this calling. So as we sign off, we thank you for allowing us in the spirit of our Lord, Yahweh Yahushua, or the Lord in Christ, Yah, okay, Yeshua. We thank you for allowing us to come in your mind, soul, and cipher, and you definitely are going to walk away learning something continually. We ask you out there, those of you who are sincere, to get up off your duff now and put your talents to the fire and come into the fire and work, because the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Yeshayadar, you have any parting words?
Nope. I'm just saying good night, and we will be back to feed you tomorrow. Because I'm going to come on tomorrow. I'm going to come up with a beautiful title, and we're going to get it in. That's it for me. So I'm going to say shalom to the panel and to my brother Jay.
And so the Lion's Den, and the immortal words of Ric Flair, whether you like it or not, believe it or not, or accept it or not, the Lion's Den is the best thing happening worldwide. Woo! And we out of here. Shalom.